I'll call this Bang Bang. Seriously?
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up.
Bang, bang.
Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
All right, Mr. Welly, your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth calls Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, 𝗵𝗃𝗍𝗄𝗏.
You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
My name's Aidan Kearney.
Known online as
Turtleboy and is a senior editor for
tvdailynews.com.
They call me Dr. Turtleboy. It's my preferred pronoun. Daddy.
What's up, Daddy?
Journalism Jesus. Timothy Kearney.
The one and only Turtleboy.
Turtleboy. What's up, Slick? The doctor is here.
This guy's a bad motherfucker.
That's right, the intro.
I've broken a lot of major stories. I've been doing it for about 11 years. I used to be a high school teacher.
Turtleboy has changed a lot over the years. I was once a blogger, but now I'm much more accurately known as an award-winning journalist, a satirist, and an activist. Boom!
They're screaming your name here.
You're the crowd daddy.
Crazy. People either love me or hate me.
Listen, Turtle, all right?
But either way, they're watching.
Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
Stop it. I'm never gonna stop. This fight's just getting started. Now let's get this party started. Boom! What's up, people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good? Good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your fearless host. They call me a variety of nicknames. My real name's Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of names if you'd like. You can call me, I don't know, Journalism Jesus. You know, if you're the spiritual type, you can call me Timothy Kearney. That's my true crime name when I'm putting on my leather jacket deep in the woods, up in my thoughts, solving mysteries. You can call me Uncle Turtleboy. Turtleboy will do. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. It's actually my preferred pronoun because if 𝗀𝗏 is a doctor, then so am I. You can also call me Daddy, which I understand could be a little weird for some people, but for others, it can be fun, playful, flirtatious, a variety of things. But so I'm not going to mandate it, but I will allow it. Different, derivatives of daddy, also known fridge daddy. It's quickly becoming a popular one. Also up there is crowd daddy and theater daddy. But I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. and make sure you smash that subscribe button for me. Go do it right now. How many subscribers are we at right now? Let's see. How many have we lost today? All right. We are at 163,359, which is pretty close to where we were at a couple days ago. I lose them every day. Every day I'm losing subscribers. I have no idea why. I don't really care. But it would be cool to actually gain subscribers. I'm not going to lie. So, I mean, we got how many people on YouTube right now? We got 3,214. So I bet you there's a few hundred of you that haven't hit that subscribe button. Hook me up. Go do it right now. Give me a little, smash that subscribe button. And I got to turn the AC on. It's just too fucking hot. It was hot today. Hold on. Every time. Oh, YouTube's been deleting subscribers. Okay, so it's not my charm. Okay, I'm good. Anyway, welcome along. Oh, the cupcakes, right? The cupcakes are over there, so they'll be coming soon. Nice to hear. All right, cool. Anyway, yeah, I mean, should I block her? Should I block Melanie? Isn't that what you do when somebody else streams at the same time as you? I kid, BLT. I kid. I really liked how BLT got those body cam videos. That was cool. All right, cool. All right. So anyway, welcome here, guys. If you guys want your messages read out loud to the class, you can click at the link at the top for something called Turtle Chat. Man, you click on that thing, boom, you immediately get to a prompt to give me your money, and you can decide how much money you want to give me. At least $5 ought to do it. I'm not some cheap whore. I don't work for $1. Right, you're gonna have to put a little more than that in my G-string. And when you do that, you get to write a little message, and I will read that message out loud to the class as they come in. Or you can Cash App me. My Cash App is $UncleTurtleboy. And you can do it that way, and I will read your Cash App message if you do that. Let me start off and see if we got in here for September. Today's the 23rd. Oh, yeah, it is the 23rd. Okay. Erin O'Keefe's overactive vibrator. Oh, she's going to need that thing. Let me tell you, Paul is too busy. Paul's definitely moved on. Paul definitely has I know what it's like to be Paul O'Keefe. I was Paul O'Keefe for quite some time. I know what it's like to it's like, you don't just do it once. You know what I mean? You don't just do it once. You don't just like, oh, he's got this mistress from New Jersey that he's sexting with online and doing his thing. You don't just do that and then get caught and then just go back to like, oh yeah, so I'm gonna fuck Erin every night. Like, that's not happening. It's just not happening. Like, there was probably like a 3 or 4 week period there where Paul was like begging for forgiveness and saying how sorry he was and what a mistake it was. And then after that, like after like 3 or 4 weeks, I guarantee they were like, well, let's try going out on a date. Maybe we'll get the kids a sitter. We'll have a good night of it. We'll come back. We'll make love like the old days, give it to you good, blah, blah, blah. And like maybe during sex, he couldn't keep an erection, or because once you start thinking about other women like that, that's when I'm telling you, you don't get off that train. Or he just closed his eyes and he thought about other women. That's definitely a very realistic possibility, right? Just so we could kind of get it over with. And then, oh yeah, everything's fixed. And then he's like, he goes on like for like maybe like a couple weeks, he's good. And then he's like, you know what? This is this thing. Go in the bathroom. What are you doing in there? Oh, I'm taking a shit. Oh, you've been in there for 20 minutes. Yep. Just had some bad Mexican, dear. Yeah, okay. And he's sexting away. I know how this game works. You don't just do that once. Okay. You even if you get caught, I got caught, and then I mean, if that story sounds familiar, I've lived, you know what I mean? So it is, I mean, I'm just being real with you. That's what happened. That's what Paul O'Keefe did. That's any guy who's been in this, you don't start sexting with a woman like that. If you're happy in your relationship and you're happy in your marriage, you're not doing that. And that's nothing against Paul or Aaron for that matter. It's just how it works. Okay. And I'm not judging Paul for that. I don't care about the infidelity. I don't care about the details of their life. None of that bothers me. None of that bothers me. Okay. What bothered me about Paul O'Keefe is that he said he testified when he was drunk. That's what stood out to me the most. Right. And that he's using the court appearances to like pick up chicks. And he's like sending secret messages to him. Like, that's what offended me about Paul, not the infidelity. So just because some people have said, oh, you're the last one to judge. Oh yeah, I know. That's why I'm not judging him for that. I never judged Paul for that. Right. I'm the last person to. And I understand. And I get why they're doing it. Like, they have a nice house. They got 2 kids that are like, probably like young teens, whatever. And it's like, they're going to get divorced after they go to college. They don't want to do it now. It's just too much. There's just a lot of shit going on. It's just getting divorced is a pain in the ass. Now, some of us get divorced after we go to jail. Like, that's like we're forced because it's in the news that you're in jail for beating up your pregnant mistress. Like, some of us have that. So that is kind of a deal killer right there. Like, and it's like, well, I guess that's the end of that. It kind of forces your hand. And all of us, and some of us have like Wilbur money so we can afford to get divorced, because divorce is expensive as shit. I don't know if you guys have been divorced out there, right? But I'm with you on this. That is worse than getting divorced. It is get worse than getting divorced, because you're modeling an unhealthy version of a relationship to the kids, right? Because you're obviously not happy, and like, don't you want your daughters to see like a really happy, loving marriage? You know what I mean? Don't you want your daughters to see that? Because you don't want them to grow up and marry someone like you, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, you don't want your daughter to end up in a situation like this. So, but anyway, it's just, I get why they're together. So I'm not judging them for that. That shit's expensive. And a lot of us, quite frankly, and I talked about this on Melanie's stream. You're right. We're fucking 5 minutes in the show. Look at me. We're getting all deep. But I talked about this on Melanie's thing when we talked about my failed marriage, right? And it was that like, it's just like you're afraid to do it. You know what I mean? You're like, it's wrong. You shouldn't be in this. It's unhealthy. This is not what it's supposed to be like. But you just stay in it because you're just afraid to leave. Like, both people are afraid to leave. Both people are. Like, one person is, like, you're like, you don't want the stigma of being like the first in your friend group to get divorced too, because you're still kind of young. You couldn't even make it to your 10th anniversary, or, it's just like, oh, well, do I have the money to do this? Like, how the fuck am I going to live? I don't want my kid. A lot of people lose their house in a divorce, because you have to get a new house. And you're like, well, I can't afford to pay for that house, but my big thing is I just didn't want any problems. I'm just like, you can have the house. I will continue to pay for it. Whatever. I got Wilbur money now. I'll be good. I'll just fucking. So basically, I pay for 2 houses, and so it's expensive. But I don't know how I would do this if I was on like a teacher salary. Like, I don't know how I would do that. But like Melanie said, though, you know why divorce is expensive? Because it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. And honestly, we did it cheap. We got like $3,500. And I paid for it. Right. Just there's some attorneys out there who will do these like no fault divorces, like where it's like you both just, there's not one person that's like trying to get it all and whatever. Like my big thing with divorce is like, I surrender. Like, that's, have whatever fuck you want. Like, I don't care. It's like, and I still do shit around the house. Like, I still mow the lawn. I mow the lawn because that's my fucking lawn. I made that lawn. All right. Men and their lawns are like special bonds. Right. And like, I did a whole project like right before this happened in the backyard. Like we have like an acre of land, and I chopped down all the trees. My buddy Derek Carlson came in, did an amazing job on it. And Carlson Tree Service, hire them if you need anything. And then we had to fucking low it all down, put grass on. Now my kids have a huge fucking yard. It's awesome. And we play baseball back there and everything. And I'm like, it's still my yard. That's the way I view it. I don't own the property, but I'm still going to maintain it. God damn it. And I'm still going to shovel the stairs if I need to and bring the trash up. You see me doing that in the morning, whatever, because it's just how it works. You know what I mean? You're co-parenting. You're both. It's about the the kids, and it's like it's cool. It's like I don't know. I don't talk to her about other shit. I don't talk to her about my romantic life. I don't talk to her about that shit, right? But it's just nobody cares. Nobody cares. But anyway, that's that rant. So anyway, Aaron O'Keefe's overactive vibrator sends $10 and says, I bet Peggy O'Keefe tells her multiple times a day that the wrong kids passed away. Oh, Jesus Christ. And now she's stuck with Paul, the retarded one. Good luck with your court day tomorrow. I hope to get good news, free Turtleboy. Yeah, you're right about that. About the rankings. Clearly, in the O'Keefe family rankings, it goes oldest to youngest. Kristen, John, Paul. That's Peggy's official rankings of the O'Keefe children. So Kristen's dead, and she was awesome and wonderful, and she loved Kristen very much, and she had amazing things to say about Kristen, right? She's fucking awesome, loves her so much, and it's been over 10 years since she passed, and she gets teary even mentioning Kristen. And then there's John, and John's a Boston cop. And he was in Dorchester. Then he moved to Hyde Park. And that's John. That's John's life. John is a Boston cop to her, and he worked in Dorchester. And then there's Paul. And Paul's over there. And that's it. Oh, and then the lowest one in the rankings is the husband, John Sr. And oh yeah. Still with him, the old battle axe. Yeah, okay. That's it. Is she the most grizzled? Like, I'm gonna say it, dude. Like, I hate to say it. I tweeted this last night. I really enjoy watching the O'Keefes lose. I don't know why. I just really enjoy it because I see Peg and Paul sitting there with their shit-eating grins, thinking that like maybe we're gonna get her this time. We're going to get her this time. Oh, yeah. She's going to go down. She's going to jail. Like Paul's like, Karen Reed's going to be in a jail cell. I don't think she is. I don't think it's going to be happening there, Paulie boy. Right. And so I just enjoy watching them lose. I don't know why. And I'm like, you guys are back for more. Really? Why are you even here right now? That's what I don't get. Like, why are you even here? I could understand the criminal trial because like you want her to go to jail, but like you're sitting here and it's the same losers. I'm surprised Tara Kerrigan's not there with her fucking goddamn 2490 necklace. But they're sitting there. The leprechaun motherfucker there, Brendan Kane was there. One of the retarded Rizzitano cousins was there. And they're all just sitting there. And I'm like, bro, what do you guys took 3 months ago the massivest L ever. Like, it doesn't there is no bigger disappointment of an L than the one you guys took. Because this was like a 3.5 year emotional roller coaster, right? Just emotion, like crazy. Like they were so invested in her. Like if she was acquitted, that would be the most devastating thing for them because the longer that went on, the more they hated her, right? Because like they hated her initially, they didn't like her, but they kind of felt bad for her. And then that started going away the more she fought back. And then when she brought me, because when I talked to Paul O'Keefe and Carl Dougal in April or May of 2023, if you go back and read our messages, they are open-minded. They are they are like, you can change my mind. That's basically what both of them said to me. As of right now, they said that we think that she is guilty, but we're not stuck on this position. That's kind of what they said to me, right? Both of them liked me, right? The way they spoke to me, I think they don't like me now, but both of them like me. And then I just started going off on them and shitting on them. And then they blamed Karen for this. And they were just and then Natalie leaks text messages where she's saying how retarded Paul is. And that just makes her more mad. And then they go through the trial and the faces they make, that really pisses them off. The faces, the smug, like the defiant. Karen Reed was very defiant more than anything. Like I don't want to say smug or arrogant because that's not what it was. It was defiant. It was like, fuck you, you piece of shit. You know, like, you're not going to defeat me. Like, you're not going, fuck you. This is war. Like, that's the kind of vibe that she gave off to the O'Keefe family. Like, fuck you. You sided with them, you stupid motherfuckers. Listen to all the facts coming out in court every day. You guys don't even freaking listen. Go fuck yourself. I don't want you on my side. I don't want you here. She hates the O'Keefes more than anyone. Let me tell you, from somebody who's had a lot of conversations with Karen Reed, she hates them more than McAlbert's, more than Proctor. She fucking hates the O'Keefes. And I don't really blame her at all. I would hate them too if I was in that position, because what the fuck? Yeah, more than anyone, they should have been the most open to believing her, because it's their son that is not getting justice, you know? So she's just pissed. I totally get it. I totally get why she does not like them. And I kind of get why they don't like her. I kind of get why they would want her to go down. I don't understand how they could think she did it, but I kind of understand why they don't like her. Actually, I really understand what they don't like her, because, you know, I'm not the biggest fan either, but that's just, I don't have to be the biggest fan, you know? So I don't really blame them for how they feel about her. But what I can't get over is how they just ignore the facts, and they just ignore because that's their son. Like, don't you want to know what happened to your son? You can't possibly believe this. You can't possibly believe this. So whatever. So they invested all this in this. They went through one trial. He got a hung jury, and Paul's feeling real confident coming out of there. And he says something to Karen on the way out. And she says something back to him. Then he does his big interview with Christina Rex, and he's like, oh, from now on, I'm not going to stop speaking out. Then he never speaks out again. And John Jackson kind of becomes the official household, the O'Keefe spokesman. And then, so they go out, and then they go to another trial, and we go through this all over again. And they're like, we got her this time. We got Hank. Hank's dirtier than Lally. He's like, they like that. They like the way that he treated Hank. They like the way that he treated her witnesses, the 𝗪𝗏 people, because, you know, they hate 𝗪𝗏 too. They fucking hate Marie Russell. They hate these people so much. They hate anyone who's trying to help Karen Reed. They hate all you people. And then not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. Boom, boom, boom. And Paul goes, and I loved it. I loved every second. I loved every second of Paul being broken like that. It brought me great joy. I didn't see it in real time because I was in back of him, soaking in the moment myself, getting a little emotional up in my feels, you know, as you saw on TV. I'm fucking trying not to cry. I'm sitting there like a child, and you know, I can't believe what's happening. It was the most emotional experience of my life. So I didn't get to really soak in and enjoy how dejected Paul O'Keefe was, but I'm sure he was afterwards. And I would never show up again if I was them. I would just never show up. I'd be like, that was too much of an L. I can't ever show up again. And then these dumb motherfuckers are just sitting there, just Paul next to his mom every time, sitting there staring. Maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming this time. Maybe we're going to get Karen Reed this time. Oh, yeah. This is the one. Oh, yeah. Oh, get that grift money. Paul needs another addition to his house. Paul needs to afford a divorce. You know, he needs that divorce money. You know, he's not doing sold out shows at the Wilbur. Paul should do a show at the Wilbur. He should try that. See if he can sell it. Him and John Jackson. They can get up there and talk about, oh, John, salt of the earth guy. Great guy. Best guy. Oh, let me tell you this one time. Oh, yeah, he loved classic cars. He loved them. Just the best. Did I tell you he adopted his decent nephew? Oh, great guy. Love being a cop. Love being a cop. Just Johnny, you had to know him. You know, just everybody who knew Johnny, everyone knew Johnny. They just knew he was special. You know, he was different. You know, he was just the best guy. You know, I never met his girlfriend of 2 years because we saw each other 3 times over that time period, but we were best friends, just the best, you know? So there's that. Okay. Anyway, all right. So we're done with one turtle chat. Thank you for that one. Barry Lewis sends $25 and goes, "Hey, Broyles." Oh God. "Do you still have photos of my daughter, who is a model, on your phone for 55 days without knowledge or consent with myself or frankly her agent or her mother?" Yeah, Broyles. What is that? Barry, what's going on, man? Chill, bro. Appreciate the $25. That's 10 cents more than the $24.90 that you often give. I appreciate that. I have no idea what you're fucking talking about with Broyles, but that's my homie, and I like Broyles. So there's that. Okay, cool. Next. Yeah, JJ. Suzanne sends $10 and goes, "Did Mara Neal want the Intimidator?" I'm seeing so many posts about this. I'm going to redact the name because I'm not even saying the name. And I can't understand why she'd do that to Sweet Angel Meredith. Must be the Intimidator. Yeah, it's definitely not an Intimidator thing at all. And I don't want to get into it at all. So I have nothing to say. I'm just glad the account is down. That account was horrible. And it said horrible things about, not only, obviously, the account was made to terrorize Meredith, who didn't deserve that, but it also was used to attack me and my legal defense team and all sorts of shit. And I'm just glad that the account is gone. So, you know, these people that hide behind online anonymity, and I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do and fucking rip into this person and, you know, shame them up here and put them in ratchet madness next year. I'm not going to do any of that, you know, because I don't really, I've reached a point in my business and in my life where I don't need to just blow everything up. Like, just, I need to just, that's a shitty thing to do, and then just move on. That's it. Just done. So there's that. All right. Next up, falsely accused Twitter victim number 72 sends $100. I don't know what that means, but now that slam clam behind the Mara Neal was finally caught with actual evidence, with all the falsely accused victims receiving apologies from all the falsely accused victims receive apologies from the Twitter circus ringleader. So I falsely accused Amy DeAngelis of being that account. I think I responded once and I'm like, but I apologize for nothing. I was wrong. But Amy DeAngelis is a cunt still and a horrible person, and she can go fuck herself. Some people insisted to me that that was a woman by the name of Liz. I didn't see any receipts on that, so I didn't really buy into that. But it was not either. So there's that. That goes on to say, and can we launch a class action lawsuit against Mrs. Doubtfire? Oops. I mean, the woman behind Mare, since there were so many of us that got accused. Seriously, though, friendships were ruined and reputations were harmed because people are unhealthy, obsessed with fake Twitter accounts. I'm with you on that. Enough already. Time for people to find something else to do with their lives. Like, I don't know, maybe they could put that energy into supporting free speech and not allowing the Norfolk County to wrongly persecute Turtleboy. Amen. Falsely accused Twitter victim number 72. Amen. And I think that, I mean, I don't care about falsely accusing Amy DeAngelis because she's a pile of shit. So she can go fuck herself and die in a hole. And I will fucking throw that dirt right on. There you go. Right? Done. Bury that fucking bitch in a hole. Right? But on the other hand, I agree with you guys that, like, if you don't have, you know why I could affirmatively say who was behind that account? Because I was confronted with undeniable proof of it. Undeniable proof. And that should be the standard. Like, too many of you people out there do these witch hunts for these accounts, and you're like, oh, I think it was this. I think that Marinil or this person was person B because they said this phrase. Like that guy, Jonathan Bowen, is fucking insane. I could show some of his tweets, but he is like accusing some other account of being me because they said they called someone a piece of shit like 10 times. And he's like, that's Turtleboy's line, piece of shit. I'm like, bro, a lot of people use the phrase piece of shit. Oh my God. Fucking insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Like if you don't have undeniable proof somebody is behind an account, then that's it. I don't even want to hear your fucking theories. That's it. Anyway, next. Cynthia Walsh sends $10 and goes, it would be admirable for you to denounce mayor. Oh my God, enough with the mayor shit and condemn those responsible rather than hiding and protecting those that hurt you and Meredith. Oh, really? You're telling me what I should do? Okay, $10. Go fuck yourself. The fact that you're not denying they're not mayor proves we are right. It came, if it came, you should denounce them if it came from somebody you know. Fire, move on. Oh, we have. So let me explain to you. Onward and upwards, free Turtleboy. Let me explain to you. What I do with my business life and my legal team is none of your fucking business at all. You just put money in the fucking machine. I'll fucking pay for it. And you shut the fuck up and enjoy the fucking show. And you swallow it. Okay. You don't ever tell me how to handle my business. Fucking ever. You understand that? Ever. And if I don't want to shame somebody and out them, right, and cause a big stir because I have much bigger fish to fry, then I'm not going to do it. And you're not going to tell me to do it. You can go shame them if you want. You can go on your fucking platform with your 100 followers and you can shame them all you want. I'm not doing that with mine. Okay. I'm not doing that. And quite frankly, it's like, I'm getting a little tired of everybody in getting fucked over, getting like people that I think I can trust betraying me. It happens all the time because I'm naive, right? And I'm trusting of people, and it happens all the fucking time. Like almost every like all these people, there's very few people who have come into my world and not fucking betrayed me. Like it's crazy. Starting with crusty panties, but also go down the list. I mean, half the people over on the Isle of Unfuckable Misfit Losers that have bonded together to come at me, like most of them have fucked me over in some way or like betrayed me or whatever. And I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of like piling on enemies and adding to that Isle of, it's like, I should just whatever. Like if you like, I don't know, like some people I trust, but I'm just very untrusting these days. Like there's some people that, like for instance, Lauren Murray has never fucking let me down ever. Solid friend who I've known for a long time, would never do that. Will the Glarer, I trust that motherfucker more than anything. He would never fuck me over ever. Like he would never, ever, ever, ever do it. But a lot of people, it's like, I just don't, it's just like, why would you do that? And I'm just so sick of people trying to get near me and be in my orbit. And it happens a lot because I'm fucking Turtleboy, and I'm selling out the Wilbur. And people want to be in my inner circle and they want to, and it's just like, I don't trust anybody that wants to be near me that much. You know what I mean? Because like, why do you want to, like, what the fuck am I what's so special about me? What's so special about me? Why do you want to be near me so badly? Why do you want to be my friend? Why do you want to, like, and that's not, if you're like out there and you're like, is he talking about me? Probably not talking about you, right? Probably not. Right. But I just am untrusting of people that want to be too close. You know what I mean? Too close. But I love Deanna. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not obviously talking about that, but the Esties of the world. There's too many fucking Esties. There are too many Esties. And Estie's all in this. Estie was messaging Mer and was friends with her. And she sucks. She sucks. So anyway, I just said, yeah, of course. And so I didn't want to name names about people who I trust because then other people are out there like Erica Walsh. She's like, why does he mention me? No, she's not actually saying that. But of course I trust other people, but like some people, I'm just always worried that I'm like, was this person going to fuck me over? You know what I mean? Like, is this person going to fuck me? I don't know, and, I know some people would never betray me or whatever, but that's what they always say. but I just trust some people. Anyway, I'm going off and on here. Yeah, I can't trust 𝗬𝗨. I can't trust 𝗬𝗨. I don't really trust him, but thanks. All right, next. Patricia sends $5 and goes, everything's coming up, Turtleboy. Yes, it is. Very much so. Thank you. Melanie 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗏. Oh, are you related? Until fake victim admits she lied about the grape, everything she says is a flop. Amen. We're going to talk about that tonight. That is the lowest thing a woman can do. P.S. Many women would love to be fingered by you in public. LOL JK. I don't think you're, maybe you are. I don't know. That's a little bit graphic though, but I'll read it. You put $5 in the machine, I'll read it. Right. Perverts. Okay. Next. Oh my God. You guys are too funny. All right. Next. Emily sends $5 and goes, do you think the Commonwealth or Cosgrove will even respond to your motion to dismiss? Could they essentially just say, yeah, Mello and Tully fucked up, we'll drop the charges? Cosgrove does not have the ability to drop the charges. Only 𝗵𝗺cy does, believe it or not. And I don't know when that's going to happen, but we'll talk about some possibilities for how this shit show ends with Turtleboy coming out on top. He goes, I mean, when is enough enough? It just keeps getting worse for them the longer this goes on. I'm with you, Em. I don't know why they're putting themselves through this. You're right. That's a good way of saying it. It gets worse and worse for them. Like and now Mass Live had a really good article on it today. It'd be cool if the other media outlets did their job and actually reported on this. If the Boston Globe was reporting on this, if the NBC 10 was reporting on it, and it's like, it's outrageous. You don't have to do much. Just read the mega motion. It's all in there, and write it up, write about it. Why is Mass Live, and shout out to Charlie McKenna at Mass Live, why is he the only one doing this? Why is he the only reporter who is like, yeah, I'm going to write about this, All right, next. Liz Jones sends $5 and goes, you said Lauren didn't fuck you over. I mean, oh, and Meredith too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not, omissions are not meaning anything bad. That's why I don't like naming people. So like, if I name one person, I don't name another, it's not a shot at the other person. I'm just listing names here, so I don't mean anything by it like that. Just be very clear. Meredith's done nothing to me. We get along great. And there's that. Next. Kate Peters, New Teeth, sends $5 and goes, what can you share about the last time you talked to Karen Reed? I think your opinions on Karen Reed are fair, but it's pretty clear your opinions and attitudes have changed a bit. Or maybe it's vice versa, and she switched up. Can you summarize for the class? We all stand with you. Good luck tomorrow. I mean, I don't know if I want to get into that too much, but yeah, I mean, it's no secret when you hear me. We're not friends. And she didn't like the fact that I said that on the Billy. That was after the Billy Bush interview that I did with her. We briefly spoke, and then we never spoke again. We have not spoken since. She messaged me after the Wilbur. It was not a pleasant message. I woke up to it on Saturday morning, and I will leave it at that. And that's the gist of our relationship, and that's okay. I didn't respond to her message, and I'm not going to. I have nothing to say at all. And that's it. That's it. So I'm not going to badmouth her. I'm just going to be honest about, like, I'm not going to pretend that we're best friends. Like, I'm also not going to, I don't do PR for her. You know what I mean? So I don't want to whatever. I don't want any problems. You know what I mean? I don't want any problems. So there's that. Next. Bevan Baker sends $50 and goes, Daddy, thank you for all you do. I was set up by QPD, Mark Kennedy, Officer Ken Wood. Okay, blah, blah, blah. They legit terrorized me. Okay, so I appreciate the $50, but this isn't the tell me about your problem show and my long centigraph about corruption and all these other people. I don't, okay, they arrested me for missing jury duty from 12 years ago. Mind you, I've renewed my license. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. I appreciate the $50. I'm not reading that. I can't do it. You guys should know the rules. You guys should know the rules. This is not tell me your fucking personal story about corruption and make everyone else listen to it too. It's not what the turtle chat's for. So I appreciate the $50, and but that's just not what it's for. Okay. All right, next. Yes, I am reading newest to oldest here. Let's see. Actually, I'll go. Analytical Blarney AB sends $13, goes, as a special ed teacher who has kids who would have been sitting in your classroom with learning abilities in math, ADHD, or high functioning AU, I would love to listen to you as a fellow teacher who would never use the R word. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Please make this possible for me. Please. It would mean so much. Thanks for your consideration. Appreciate, you must be new here. No offense. I will not stop saying retarded ever. You can ask. You're not the first person who's asked. I'm declining that. I will continue to use the word retarded as I see fit. It is not in any way, shape, or form a shot at people who are mentally retarded. Okay. And or learning disabled in any way. Everybody knows that. It's just it's a good word to say. Okay. It flows off the tongue. It's a good insult. All right. And you don't ever call a retarded person retarded. You call people who aren't retarded to insult them. Like, that's the whole point. Just like gay. I am not going to stop calling people gay at all, or homo, or fag. I'm not going to stop doing that. Because you know why I'm not going to stop doing that? Because I like those words. They flow off the tongue well. And I just I've been using those insults since childhood, and I've never grown out of it, and I never, ever will, ever. And it's not, I don't mean to offend anyone. I also don't care if you're offended, right? And then there's cunt, okay? And that's all-time favorite word. And the only reason I stopped saying cunt as much is because is for the cash money, because that word gets, demonetized if you say it too much. So whatever. And exactly, bro. I saw some, those are our generation's words. You understand that? Don't take away maybe your kids these days, they don't say that word. They don't do that stuff. They're politically correct, whatever. Okay. We do. Back in the 90s, everyone was retarded. Everyone was gay. There were a lot of cunts. All right. And I'm just not stopping. I'm not stopping. Because why would I stop? Like, it's like I'm fucking killing it. Like, why would I stop? It's working and people get over it, So I appreciate the $13, but I'm going to have to decline your request to stop saying retarded because it's one of my favorite words. So there's that. Okay. Next. Diana sends $10, goes, hi, Dr. Daddy. Can you please tell my boyfriend, Colton, that he looks like his mom took Tylenol while she was pregnant with him? Oh my God. And you're still with him? Thanks, Daddy. Hashtag Turtleboy gets you laid. I don't know if that's going to get you laid, but I appreciate that. And I do get you laid. I get a lot of people laid. A lot of people have sex when they come into my orbit, and not just with me, right? With other people. Like, I saw a lot of magic happening at the casino that night. There's a lot of connections going on. And I think some people even got a little freaky later on. And it's a beautiful thing because I bring people together. So there's that. Next. Dwayne sends $25 and goes, I may disagree with you politically, but I am 100% a fan of the news you share and your approach. Thank you for what you do. Go Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Dwayne. You're the man. And thank you for setting politics aside and enjoying my YouTube presentation here. I appreciate that. Angel sends $10, goes, happy birthday, Mary B. The chat rats from Rat House Media love you. I still don't know what that is, but thank you. Tina sends $5 and says, I'm sorry for being a jealous hag for over a year. I really just wanted the intimidator. Okay, thank you. Asterin Fish sends $20 and goes, after the darkest 37 minutes of my life, in an attempt to go full Ratchet for 2026, I've decided to end my campaign for Ratchet Madness Champion, planning on being at court tomorrow to show support. If Cosgrove winds up dismissing all the charges, can I at least fall down dramatically outside court like Esty did? Yes, you can do that, Asterin Fish. I appreciate that. I love Asterin Fish. He's a good guy. He was there throughout the whole trial. I don't know if he's like a boots on the ground guy. I first met him first time at the trial, but he was there a lot. And he's a good guy, and I like him, and he's cool. He's the guy that brought the shoe up, I think, at the 𝗵𝗵𝗄 YouTube presentation that he was doing there. So, okay. So there's that. Appreciate that. Next up. And yes, and speaking of, I do have court tomorrow, of course, at 2:00 at Norfolk Superior Courthouse. I assume in the main courtroom, right? And all are welcome to come. Boots on the ground, people, whoever. I know you guys are anxious. You miss this shit, right? You miss court. It's fun, right? So come on down. Bring your shit. We're gonna have a great time. It's gonna be dope. All right. Next. Diane G sends $25 and goes, "Happy Mary B. And please say, hey, girl, to the chat rats. We're like a little gang hoping to free Turtleboy." I don't know what the fucking chat rats are, but thank you very much. I appreciate that greatly. All right. Next. Laura sends $5 and goes, "Nice to hear you on Howie today. I'm glad he's doing an article tomorrow." Oh, he is? Nice. He also said after you got out that he got off the air that he's going to try and cover it tomorrow. I'm really hoping more local media will be there tomorrow. Much love and great respect. Yeah, I told Howie that. And yeah, we just have such a bond, Howie and I. I'm so glad we're back together. You know, that was a rough couple weeks there without talking out. It was like when I first reached out to him, he goes, "You're not mad at me?" He was like, we hadn't talked in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, it was kind of weird that he didn't reach out. And I'm like, well, I also didn't reach. I guess we were both just sitting by the phone waiting for the other one to call, you know, and I'm glad we did. And it's like sweet. It flows so well when I'm on, you know, the Howie Car Show. I don't know. It just works. So there's that. Okay. Next. Because I never had anything against him. Like, I get why Howie did what he did, you know. I had some slight critiques of like, you know, the commercials, the tail light. I thought that was not cool. But Howie did do me a solid. Like, Howie was looking out for me. He said when he asked Karen Reed, like, "Is there anyone you want to thank?" Like, that was like a alley-oop, like he told me. And he said he was even surprised by the answer. So there's that. But anyway, Joanne sends $10 and goes, "Doctor, I wanted to tell you I'm still laughing about the hyphenated cunt rat rant. Also, please thank Heather Dawson for her help in getting me Turtleboy stickers." Yes, Heather Dawson is so cool. I wrote a story about her husband years ago, a good story. She's like one of the 10% of people I've written about who was actually the good guy in the story. Because usually if you got written about by Turtleboy, that's a bad thing. And it's funny. So many people come up to me. They're like, "Yo, you wrote about my cousin." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." They go, "Oh no, he's a cunt. He's a cunt. He deserved it." Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, Heather was, her family had some shit happen to her that was fucked up. So she's really cool for ginger. Just kidding. And she's also selling some cool Turtleboy merch there and donating to my legal defense fund. So really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Next. Nice. Let's see. Where are we at here? Lynn says, "Who is blank blank and why would she do this? Why protect her? Why are you so obsessed about this shit?" Is my question. Like, why do you care? And that's the thing. You're too into the drama too. Like, why do you care, you know, about any sort of like issues? You know what I mean? Like, why do you care about, like, I don't know. Like, I get that I got fucked over and this person fucked me over, but like, why do you want me to destroy them? Like, what would that do for you? You know, I don't get that. All right. Emily sends $5 and goes, "Do you think the Commonwealth and Cosgrove will even respond or oppose to your motion to dismiss? Could they essentially just say, yeah, Mello?" No, I already read that one. Okay. So we all caught up there. All right. Let me see what else we got. I think I got a couple, let's see. Got a couple cash apps here. Let me read these and then we'll talk about some other shit. All right. Jeffrey sends $10, goes, Doc, did you give fake victim the shocker? No, why would I do that? I'm not the shocker. That's this thing, right? No, I've never done. I didn't do that. But thanks for asking, I guess. I don't know. Mark sends $5 and goes, did you just say you don't care for Karen Reed? Yeah. I mean, I have to like her? Like what? Who cares? Why do I need to like her? Like what? People like you, what do you want us to, what are you into fairy tales? You want her and I to ride off into fucking sunset together? What do you want me? Like, we're both humans. Okay. We're both human beings. And sometimes people just don't get along. Like, I don't know what the big deal is. Like, you fucking people are so obsessed with other people's personal relationships. It's fucking bizarre. It's fucking bizarre. Like, I don't get it. But anyway, next again. And I don't have, and honestly, the fact that I don't really is just further evidence of how unbiased I am. That like, yo, I'm doing this for somebody I wouldn't choose to be friends with. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't like, not my kind of people. And yet I still 100,000% supported her because that's how much I believed that she didn't kill John O'Keefe and that someone else did. That's it. So there's that. Jesus Christ. Holly sends $25, goes, knock him dead tomorrow. Justice for you is near. I hope so, Holly. I hope so. Deanna sends $25 and goes, see y'all tomorrow. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Deanna. You're great. I appreciate that. Laura sends $5 and goes, I'd like to give you a cramp. LOL. What does that mean? Jeez Louise. Thanks, Laura. Emily sends $5 and goes, please inform 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗍 tomorrow that he did unfortunately not win Ratchet Madness this year. Can your lawyers argue to go to Unimpound Town considering fake victim is releasing redacted stuff all over the internet? It's not fair that she can do that and you cannot. She truly is a fake victim. Yes, we are going to bring that up and we are going to talk about that. And yeah. Wow. So we'll be talking about all that. All right. Anyway, so let's go read some of these. So if you guys, we're going to talk about two things today. We're going to talk about the Karen Reed civil trial that happened yesterday. We're also going to talk about, to start, the fake victim is having a complete fucking meltdown. And usually I would hate giving this person attention, but what she's saying directly pertains to my criminal case. And we can't not talk about it because it's just too crazy, dude. Like, it's too, like, I can't believe she's saying this shit. Like, what the fuck? And like, this might be useful in my ongoing legal cases. Okay. So we're going to bring it up right now because she was like, starting last night, she went off the goddamn deep end. And I just have a lot of thoughts about this. Okay. All right. So we saw this stupid video the other night. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay. So this is the first one she puts up. This is the other night. She goes, so sorry for the delay of video number 2. What I can tell you right now is that, yes, the blogger YouTuber is likely having his charges dropped on 9/24. Okay. So that was, he's tapped out. Cosgrove has tapped out. If you guys didn't see the news yesterday, Cosgrove's gone. He gave up. We should probably talk about this. So there was 3 prosecutors on my case. Ken Mello, right? A guy by the name of Robert Novak. Mello got paid 80 grand. Novak got paid 20 grand. And all he did was 1 day of grand jury work. He indicted me for the wiretapping charge with the fake victim on November 22nd. Okay. And then on, he also arraigned me the next day on February 23rd when I got out of jail and asked for $10,000 bond. Okay. So I try to, so those are the 3 prosecutors. And then there's Cosgrove. So Mello gets sick. All right. And he is there. He's healthy enough to do my bail revocation hearing on March 14th. He's healthy enough to do try to indict Karen Reed on March 27th for conspiracy, but not healthy enough to start showing up to court after April. And, actually he wasn't there on April 26th. Anyway, Cosgrove is, you know, the guy that came in after Mello. And I forgot Robert Novak was still on the case. He has not withdrawn. But the day after Mega Motion was filed, Robert Novak, who's might be older than Cosgrove, I don't know. He's an old dude. He just quit. Because I think he must be CC'd on this stuff. And he got the 88-page Mega Motion, and he read it, and he's like, what the fuck did I agree to? This is insane. I can't defend this. I can't prosecute this. You're not paying me nearly enough money to do this. I'm out of here. So he's gone. Mello was kicked off the case, not by choice. We filed a motion, and he was recused from the 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃 case. And that's the only one Novak was not on the McAlliver cases. So they were both gone from that one. And then I got a third prosecutor, 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃, and he gets sued by the fake victim, which is still, every time I think about that, it's been 2 weeks now. Every time I think about that, I just fucking laugh. It's so funny. I can't get over it. Like, you can't, legal scholars will be talking about this decades from now. Like, yo, remember when they indicted a blogger for like and then they set him up for fake witness intimidation charges with the side hoe, and then the side hoe sued the special prosecutor and the lead detective, and they had to drop the charges against them, and it was all orchestrated by a towel. Like, what the fuck is going, like, dude, no, they can't, like, he's got to deal with it. They can't just throw out her lawsuit. Like, that's not how it works. It takes time. An award-winning journalist. Thank you for correcting me, Megan. I appreciate that. And so anyway, so they're all gone. They are on the McAlliver case still, which I would argue this, and hopefully we're going to make this argument tomorrow, is that Cosgrove had to recuse himself from the 𝗫𝗏𝗃𝗃 case. Why? Because he has a conflict, because she's suing him and she is a witness. So now it's in his best interest, right, to destroy her credibility because she's suing him. So now his interest is in showing she's not credible, which conflicts with the fact that she's his witness and she needs him and he needs her to be credible. However, so that conflicts him off of her case when she's the victim and the witness. But what about the McAlliver case? Well, let's not forget. When Tully visited her on December 14th, and Ken Mello started talking to her on December 13th, and then Tully gives her a grand jury summons on a fake one on December 22nd, what were they talking to her about? Well, it couldn't have been about her case because her case didn't exist yet, did it? So what was she a witness in? What was her charged with intimidating her for? Her being a witness in the McAlliver case. She made herself a witness because she's like, I have information on Turtleboy involving the McAlliver case. So she is undeniably a witness in the McAlliver case. So how can he not recuse himself from the McAlliver case too? How can he not? She's a witness. She's just as much of a witness in that case. Is she not? And honestly, we'd be doing him a favor by bringing this point up because I'm sure he wants out. He's already, he's like, I was triple dipping. This ain't worth 6 pensions. This is too much shit. I did not sign up to become an internet villain, be featured in Ratchet Madness, lose in the first round, get a nickname. This picture of me is everywhere. The surprise picture. I've become a meme, right? I had, like, at one point I was like respected in the community and people liked me. And now everybody fucking hates me. Right? So he's just like, I'm sure he was looking for an exit out of this bitch. They all are at this. How could they all not be looking for an exit out? Because, and they got to be looking at the McAlberts too. And they're like, well, what are we going to do with you useless cunts? Like, you guys, yeah, we wanted to protect you when the Kearney case is going on, but we lost that. That's over. And we lost it because the jury didn't believe you guys. Clearly the jury did not believe Jennifer McCabe or else they would have convicted Karen Reed. They didn't do it. Not a single one of them believed a word Jennifer McCabe said. So they're like, what do we owe you? You sucked. You failed. Like, you had one job. Lie to the jury and get them to believe it. And you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. So why are we prosecuting this guy for you? Like, they have to be reaching this point where they're just getting Turtle Boy fatigue. And the tables are turning with Bettero and Olivia Lambo. Just, bro, they weren't expecting Hurricane Olivia Lambo, were they? They were not expecting that. That is not in the plans. They were like, oh yeah, we'll just indict this guy. He'll get some fucking court-appointed attorney because he's probably poor, whatever. And then the next thing you know, I hired Bradel, and then we had Bettero, and then Olivia Lambo's on the team. They're like, bro, she's like a fucking human computer. Like, she makes charts, you know? She just kills it. Like, that's not fair. Have you seen her tweets? Have you seen them? What are we supposed to do with that? And we got Krusty. Oh, that's not a fair trade. I'm out of here. Hurricane Olivia Lambo just came in and just fucked everything up. So anyway, let's check her tweets. So she goes, from what I could tell you is that, yes, the blogger, YouTuber is likely having his charges dropped on 9/24. My quote unquote advocate, Pamela Friedman. I fucking hate Pam Friedman. She sucks. Every time I see her, I'm like, oh God, fake victims nearby. She's just like old crotchety woman with dark hair who sits with Lindsay in court and like treats her like a porcelain doll, like she's like a real victim. I'm like, bitch, you know she's not a victim. You've seen everything, Pam. You've sat through all this shit. You know she's not a victim. Why are you doing this? But apparently the fake victim doesn't like her too. Doesn't like her either. Pamela Friedman, who I finally was able to reach at almost 9 p.m. tonight. Oh no, you mean the taxpayer funded victim witness advocate who is giving you free services for something that you're not a victim of isn't getting back to her fast enough? Oh dear God, she's so entitled. Oh my God, how dare she not get back to her right away? Informed me that she was busy with holiday today, but told me that Cosgrove is likely withdrawing due to conflict. Yeah, the conflict that she created. That she created this conflict by choosing to sue him. I mean, how did she not see this coming? How did Towell not see this coming? She claims that no other prosecutor in the NCDA will likely take the cases because of Turtleboy being involved. No other prosecutor in the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office will take the case because they recused themselves. That's why they needed a special prosecutor. That's why they had to go and hire a retired judge who was double dipping already and wanted to triple dip. That's why they had to hire him. That's why they settled for Mello. Like, bro, you're not, and now who the fuck is going to sign up for it now? She's like, oh, no one would want this because of Turtleboy. No one wants this case because of Lindsay Gattani. That's why no one, who the fuck would ever sign up for this? Yeah, you want to be a special prosecutor in this case that's been going on for 2 years and it's going to require like 100 hours just to read up on all the shit and get caught up on it? Yeah, sure. But what happened to the last guy? Oh, well, he got sued by one of the witnesses. So he had to like hire an attorney and shit. Like, oh yeah, sign me up. Who the fuck would ever do that? Oh, and so what is this going to involve? Well, you're going to have to declare war on the First Amendment. And, because nobody likes the First Amendment. Luckily, that's not a very popular amendment. And we're going to declare war on that. And then you have to like become an enemy of Turtleboy, which is no big deal because nobody likes him and he has no influence or anything like that. And so, yeah, totally, like that's going to go over well. We'll see how that goes. And then you'll become a Ratchet. You'll be like a 14 seed of Ratchet Madness and lose to Colin Albert in the first round. That's your future. Where do I sign? Who the fuck would sign up for this? She goes, when pressed on it, if it will be transferred to another jurisdiction, she stated that they would have a hard time finding anyone from any jurisdiction to prosecute the blogger. More details to come. Like, is there anyone else could do that? Why? So you can sue them too? Because it's like, no, she's acting like they're not doing this because everyone's so scared of me. It's like, no, maybe it's just a weak case. Maybe it's just embarrassing to be associated with this. That might have something to do with it. Oh, Runkle responded. Congratulations. You got Turtleboy's charges dropped. He really owes you a favor. Maybe sort of a top fan award. She won the award for Ratchet Madness. She's the champion. So there's that. Everybody goes, why do you call him the blogger and not Fridge Daddy? Oh, dude, imagine opening yourself up to this. Like your children deserve a sober, mentally stable mother. Instead, you're raising them to have as many issues as you have. You're damaging them today, and every day they're innocent. This is just, imagine opening yourself up to this sort of like just ratios every fucking day. Like, it's just crazy. All right, so that's one tweet. Then she posts this one. She goes, gee golly. I wonder why Kevin deleted this stream from YouTube. Too bad he forgot to delete it from Twitter too. Luckily, I caught it in time for him to get back for the world to see. I knew I was valuable for something. Thank you for the new girl, Margaret, who wasn't advised in advance on what question she was forbidden for asking live. Let's see this.
Anything new on the federal government, Kate?
Oh, God. What would she know about?
I mean,
You've dug up?
well,
We've all, on Karen Reed.
as far as like what happened, no. I mean, that's the thing is like, you kind of, it's hard. It's a veil that's hard to pierce. I'll put it that way. And so at this point, I think that, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that I really don't think that anyone would appreciate if I was talking about in public right now. But
here's the thing about her. She's so full of shit. She doesn't know a fucking thing about the federal government or anything they're doing at all. But she pretends like she knows everything. Like everything that she said in that affidavit, she said all those things. She said the thing about getting paid by the couch, getting paid with the free couch. She said all that, right? Whether or not that's true is a different story. I don't believe a word she fucking says. I don't believe she's being paid by Michael Morrissey. I don't believe she accepted a free couch. I don't believe any of that shit. I believe she lied about that to brag about that. I 1000% believe she lied about that. And that's all the affidavit said, is that this is what this woman is claiming. So she's like, I'm such an expert.
It's a process to try to pry information out of the federal government. It's more of a process when perhaps there's been some misconduct, as we're kind of assuming here. And certainly the reaction to certain things would, support that anyway, right, at this point. And then, there's some other, I don't think I can even say anything. I will say that I feel hopeful about Foley's administration.
I feel full. Yeah. Okay, sure. So she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about at all. Like, she makes all these promises, never happen. She's obviously insinuating there that like, oh, Turtleboy is going to go down for witness intimidation. Leah Foley's coming after him. She's not. The spoiler alert, she's not. She doesn't care about, nobody cares. Nobody cares. There's no, oh yeah. Remember a couple months ago, what was their big thing that remember Jessica Leslie, the grand juror who leaked information? Like, oh, Turtleboy's going down. Whatever happened to that? You guys just moving on to the next grift, moving on to the next thing that you claim is going to take Turtleboy down. Is that what they've done? Did they forget about that one? But whatever. This is the reason this stream was taken down. Had nothing to do. See, the fake victim is so retarded. She's like, oh, got him. That's why it was taken down. I don't even know what the fuck that means. You want to know why he got taken down? Because of this shit. Because of this. No, where'd he go?
The lawyer did a really good job explaining, the case high level.
So this is Matthew Doherty. He's a homosexual from Florida with a TikTok. It's good. And he makes, flamboyantly gay TikToks, and he used to be a free Karen Reed person until he realized he was siding with me, and he's hated me for years. And he just tries to be like edgy, and but he's just so gay. Like, it's just not, there's just no other way to describe this guy. But he tries so hard to be edgy that he goes over the line sometimes. And this is what he said yesterday. This is why Kevin took his stream off of YouTube, is because he was going to get demonetized for this comment. Listen to this if you haven't heard it.
And she looked a little uncomfortable. I just don't know, like how he's explaining how long it's going to drag out. I'm like, are they really even going to get a benefit over time? How much are they paying for their lawyer? I mean, I think they should just hire a hitman, to be honest. I think that...
Notice he doesn't laugh there. He's not like, just kidding. Anything like... I think they should just hire a hitman, he says. So here he is. That's why Plevin took it down, because he can't have a guy on his channel advocating that somebody be assassinated, because that's what it would be. That, and listen to his reasoning for why they should hire a hitman to hitmen murder people. And so he wants Karen Reed to be, he's calling for Karen Reed to be murdered. Why? Because he wants this civil trial to end. He doesn't want it to happen. So he's like, well, they should murder her so that the O'Keeffes don't have to pay for a lawyer. That is the definition of witness intimidation, what you just saw there, right? A man advocating on an open platform for murdering a witness, because that's what Karen Reed is in her own civil trial. She is going to be deposed. It is inevitable, which makes her a witness. She cannot get out of it. She does not have Fifth Amendment rights when you are being sued. That's the first thing they're going to do is depose her. And they are, that makes her a witness. And so he's threatening to have a witness killed, or suggesting that a witness should be killed, right? Fear of physical harm, for the purposes of obstructing an ongoing criminal proceeding. He wants her dead so the trial ends and the O'Keeffes don't have to pay for a lawyer. That's exactly what he fucking said. This is the definition of witness intimidation. And all, things, I sent this to Alan Jackson today, and because I thought he should know about it. And I said that you should pass this on to authorities for two reasons, okay? Because either way, either outcome is a good thing. Number one is that they don't do anything. You pass this on to police and they don't do anything. And if that happens, then you and I have a strong case for selective prosecution. Or they do something, they charge this motherfucker, and it's all good too, right? But something has to be done. Enough of this shit. Now, who do you bring it to? Who do you call if you're him? Well, that's me. When you call Brian Tully up, he ain't gonna do shit. But luckily, it's a tough one because of the venue, because you're like, where did this crime occur? Right? Karen was in Plymouth when this occurred. So technically, I think the appropriate people to call is the Plymouth Police Department. Start there. Or the FBI. Like, I don't know. Maybe the FBI. Maybe call Adam 𝗍𝗂𝗄. I don't know. That seems problematic. Or, yeah, maybe call Colonel Noble. I don't know. Like, she's a big name. You can't be threatening to murder Karen Reed. Now, the problem is he lives in Florida, but this is a felony. That's an extraditable crime. You charge him with that, they will fucking arrest him there and fly him, or maybe put him in a fucking car and send him here. I mean, Charlie Adelson went to jail for less. Like, that's how they got Charlie. The first thing Wendy gave up in her interview was like, Charlie made a joke about it being cheaper to hire a hitman than hire someone to buy you a new TV. So there's that. So yeah, I would call my local police department first. I would call the Plymouth police because it happened there. And then if that went nowhere, or if they said there's not much we can do, they might refer you. They might make the referral themselves to like the FBI or whatever. Like, so go do that. Go do that. Next. Okay. So our next one. Anyway, back to this. All right. Were there any? She had a lot of replies on this. All right. So this is what she says to Plevin. Thank you for your explanation, she says, Plevin, about the video that was removed. Regarding the grant conspiracies you speak of, do you feel the same about Kate? The day after my RO violation trial with Turtleboy, she called me and said that she had been at a vigil for John O'Keefe the day before. She said that Hank Brennan was there and that Brennan told her that he was made aware prior to the trial that some kind of arrangement was made between Bradel and Judge Pomeroy to find Aidan not guilty because they were golf buddies and used to work together back in Suffolk County, doing work with the gang units. These words came out of Kate's mouth. Is she a crazy conspiracy theorist too? Or do you believe this information? To be clear about this, I 1000% believe Kate told Lindsay this. She fucking told her so many lies. And this idiot fucking believed it because she wanted to believe it. Right. And so I definitely believe that Krusty told her that Hank told her about that Bradel and Judge Palmer are golf buddies. And that's why I was found not guilty. Or, you know, maybe I was just not guilty. Maybe if you show up to a place where someone's at and you set him up to be violated for an order, it's not actually fucking guilty of violating an order. Maybe that might be a case too. I don't know. But this strengthens, by the way, the Jean affidavit, because she told Jean the same shit, did she not? About like, you know, that I forget what she said about talking to Hank and having conversations with Hank, that whole thing. I guarantee she's not talking to Hank Brennan. No fucking way. But she wants to sound cool. Like that's her big thing, is like sounding like she loves being like, oh, listen to me talk and pontificate like I know what I'm talking about. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about anything. And dude, I also played, so the Judge O'Shea, the guy that was in the other courtroom, the guy that was in the, well, let me see if I can find it. Yeah. If you haven't heard this, so in March of 2020, Krusty tries getting a restraining order on me. This is like a month after we ended things, and I found out she was stealing from me, and then she started making up lies about me, just outright lies, smearing me. And like she started her own YouTube channel, and I'm like, oh, she was just building up her following to like do her own thing, like a grifter. And so I'm like, I started calling her out on her lies. And I found out about the fact that she lost two of her kids to the state. I didn't know. When she worked for me, I had no idea that DCF took two of her kids because she neglected them for years. No, I had no fucking clue. I had no clue that the other two were in and out of foster homes. I spoke with her DCF workers. They go, she is the most notorious person in this fucking office. Like everybody knows about her. I'm like, and they go, we didn't want to tell you because you seemed like you liked her, and you know, whatever. So anyway, I alert her that I'm aware of this shit and I'm going to publish it. And her response to that is to get a temporary restraining order on me to shut me up. So I couldn't write about it. And then we have a 2-party hearing to extend the order for a year, and it doesn't go as well as she planned. And the judge in this case was Judge Daniel O'Shea, who has since been promoted to Superior Court, where he is overseeing the Karen Reed matter. And so this is her lecturing Judge O'Shea about why she should get an order.
No, I'll just ask. Both his case against Ms. Peter as well as her case against him? All matters, sir. All right, fine. And you've seen the affidavit and the allegation made against him. All right. So at this time, ma'am, I would ask you to testify why it is that you think this order should be issued on your behalf.
Yes, sir. So what I would offer to the court, because I don't want to presume either the court's cyber literacy or lack thereof, is the U.S. DOJ Cyber Misbehavior Attorney's Bulletin from May 2016, volume 64. It outlines some cyber stalking and cyber harassment behaviors. This is what this case centers around. They include repeated, unwanted, intrusive, and frightening communications from the perpetrator by phone, mail, and or email, making direct or indirect threats to harm the victim's children.
She needs to learn how to speak. She thinks if she just does the Micro Machines voice where she just talks fast and never fucking breathes, that she's going to sound smart. She just has no idea how to talk at all, but she thinks she does. And so she starts off by lecturing the judge about some federal cyber stalking statute or something, and listen to what Judge O'Shea says.
Relatives, friends, or pets.
I need to stop you there. What is it you're reading from again? Just so I understand.
The Department of Justice Cyber Misbehavior Attorney's Bulletin from May of 2016.
Counsel, have you seen this document? No, sir. All right, and this is some sort of a regulation? Is it a regulation?
It goes after some of the federal laws understanding as far as cyber harassment and cyber stalking.
All right, but what I need you to focus on are the allegations in this case, not so much the body of regulations that might be from the U.S. Federal authorities, The question here in Massachusetts is whether or not the person who's asking for the relief, that's you in this case, and it's Mr. Kearney in his case, whether that person is has been subject to harassment as the term is defined under our law. So it's not so much what the Attorney General may have done in the U.S. system. It's what the statute controls here in Massachusetts that governs what I have to decide.
Sure. So on February 16th, 2020, Mr. Kearney did acknowledge that his actions would cause me fear. He stated, now for the first time, she's referring to me.
Are you referring to something in your affidavit, or is this something else?
She does always lecture the judge.
The pattern of behavior has been ongoing since the issuance of the order.
Okay.
It has become so egregious and bothersome that the local police have actually, and I do have the police report, declined to take any more of his phone calls. So he actually sent out a cyber mob after the North Attleboro police. I do have documentation of that as well. The police stated when they summarized the report, and I'm going to quote from this.
What does this have to do with being in fear? How is she in
Contrary to Kearney's
fear?
assertions, there is insufficient evidence of wrongdoing on the part of Peter to bring any charges. Furthermore, this department will not be compelled to dismiss guided action by Kearney's antagonistic online posts. Should Kearney report anything additional, he will be referred to the Holden, Massachusetts Police for further investigation.
All right, so let me make sure I understand what you're referring to. Something that occurred in North Attleboro that you're saying Mr. Kearney prosecute or attempted to prosecute cases with the North Attleboro police that involved you as a defendant?
Correct.
Okay, tell me about that.
He is asserting that and this is in his affidavit as well, it is patently untrue, that I hacked into his Facebook account to write myself a threatening message. That did not happen. I provided the North Attleboro police with a copy of my IP addresses, all my logins, and my location history to demonstrate that I had no access to.
I forgot about that. I forgot about when she hacked into my fucking, oh my God, there's so much shit with this broad. So when she first left me, right, she still had access to the Turtleboy Facebook page. So I took her account off, right? But she had a burner account that still had access to it that I didn't remove as an admin, right? I did not remove that account as an admin. And then, so she goes and gets this temporary order. And then someone messages me. I think actually it was Lisa Jefferson. She messaged me and she said, did you post this? And she sends me a screenshot of, it says Turtleboy Sports on it. It's my Facebook page. And it says, hey, Kate, just to let you know, I'm going to fucking destroy you and burn everything to the ground. I'm just going to fucking ruin you and do all this and you're done. Like, it's like an obvious threat. Like, there's no denying that this is an obvious threat. So I'm like, you know, I'll show you this, but watch this. This is what I'm talking about. Check this out. Watch this. This is from 2020. So this is the post. Turtleboy Sports Forever. That was one of my 5,000 Facebook pages back then. Yeah, it was and it says Turtleboy Sports Forever. Kate, I know you're watching right now. You fucked with my business, my livelihood, and my family, you vile cunt. This is a promise. I will ruin your entire life, and I won't stop until everything you love is burned to the ground. You will suffer more than you have ever suffered before. You poked the turtle. Good luck, bitch. And then that thing was deleted. Whoever made that deleted. It was gone. But somebody screenshotted it and saw it. And we're like, what the fuck? Did you post this? I'm like, no, I didn't post that. I'm like, what the? This is when I realized this bitch is crazy. And notice the part about burning to the ground. I don't know if I've shown you this for you newbies here. Turn voice on TV Dead News, Can't Beat Her, Truck Fire. You got to see this. All right, so check this out. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent right now. For you newbies. So this is a picture of the next day, a truck at her work, right? And she takes a picture of it and she posts it in Discord. Okay. She's on this like gaming app for nerds. And somebody goes, is everything okay at work, Kate? And she goes, my employer isn't thrilled with the defendant. We have emails, calls logged, though. The truck thing has scared me, not going to lie. Luckily, it burned out on its own. Had the fire spread to the gas tank or fuel pump, the whole office could have been burned too. If my home address gets out, what then? Oh, and somebody goes, wait, your truck was set on fire? A truck at my work. We estimate, and the police estimate that it was set on fire Sunday evening or Monday morning. I walked into an influx of emails demanding I be fired with the same sentiment echoed on the Facebook page made to trash me. So she's talking about that Facebook post. So this is the day after the Facebook post that is made to look like I made the Facebook post that says, I'm going to burn, the word burn, I'm going to burn everything to the ground, Kate. You know, on Monday, I walked into an influx of emails demanding I be fired with the same sentiment echoed across the Facebook page made to trash me. The cops are on it. We don't currently have cameras at work, but at least she knows that, of course, but at least this incident prompted the board to allow it finally. He goes, I do have them at home, at least. He knows what he's doing, exactly what he threatened to do in that Facebook post. But look at this. I showed my friends this picture who was a firefighter. And immediately, any firefighter who looks at this knows, because these guys study fires. They know what fire looks like. I showed this to my buddy who's a lieutenant in a Worcester Fire Department. And he goes, I know what this, he goes, this is a controlled fire that somebody started and then put it out. I can tell this because of a few things. There is no smoke damage anywhere in the car. Okay. The fire just stops spreading. It was solely contained to the seat, and then it just stopped spreading, almost as if somebody who started this fire wanted to, didn't want to go too far, didn't want to blow the fucking truck up, or anything like that, but wanted to make it look like, somebody damaged the property. The day after, again, this Facebook post was made, purporting to be made by me, directed at 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃, saying that I will ruin your life and I won't stop until everything you love is burned to the ground. Good luck, bitch. Now watch this.
Afternoon, around estimated 1:30 to 2 o'clock range, published a comment underneath a story that says as follows: Kate, I know you're watching right now. You fucked with my business, my livelihood, my family, you vile cunt. This is a promise. I will ruin your entire life.
So it was a company truck, by the way. That's where she worked at Kingswood's Village apartment in Bridgewater.
Stop until everything you love is burnt to the ground. You will suffer more than you have ever suffered before you poke the turtle. Good luck, bitch. You'll notice it says author at the top of it, which indicates that this was the actual page that published this and not a fake page. This is the actual Turtleboy page. So to figure out who posted this, because I did not post this and I would never post something like this, and I was alerted about this, you go to your admins. And I looked at all the admins, and many of these are alternate accounts that I use or people that I trust use. To my knowledge, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 did not have access to this page. However, when I go on the settings, page management history, you'll notice that at 1:41 this afternoon, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃,
𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃, at February 29th at 1:41 p.m. gets added, is removed as an admin by who? So 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 had been removed on Valentine's Day. And then 2 weeks later, 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 is removed as an admin. So they were on there. And that post was made right around that time.
Was removed as an admin. 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 is 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃's Facebook page.
Yep. I forgot about that one.
Herself as an admin at 1:41 p.m. Now, I have many of all these accounts on here. Of all these accounts, I've begun to go through and change all of the passwords on them, because I realized that 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 and I both share access to a Google Doc account.
Yep, this is how she got
This
in.
Google Doc account keeps track of all our Facebook aliases and the passwords associated with them. So Kate accessed this Google Doc account and signed in and posted that. But what name did she post it from? I began going through all of the names and changing all of the passwords and seeing the user activity. I am currently signed into a Sarah Jones account. You'll notice that right now I am logged.
And this is back when, this is like how old school, I'm like holding a fucking camera. I didn't know how to screen record or anything back then. So give me a break. The technology differences.
And Holden, Kate logged in using an Android device in Randolph 15 minutes ago.
Of course, because I don't use a fucking Android. So she's on a fucking Android account. Like I use that. She's I look down on Android users. No, like they're all ratchet. They love fake victim uses an Android too. I know you're a ratchet. If I'm on there, if I'm on my iPhone and I can't reply to your message, oh my God, they're a fucking Android user. I can't talk to them anymore. Done with that one. All right. And let me play it.
She did this.
Yeah, she did this. Got her. Okay. So that's what she's talking. Okay, chill out, Vinny. So that's what she's talking about there in this restraining order. Let me play a couple more minutes of this. This is good. We got to hear her lecture this judge.
Who was account at the time. They took some witness testimony about an individual who had removed his Facebook accounts from admin privileges on Mr. Kearney's page within a 3-minute period. He did explain it's because he did not want to be involved in this situation. Mr. Kearney continued to harass and hassle the police, insisting that I be charged, arrested, and prosecuted. And when that didn't go his way, he went ahead and he made incendiary posts in both the blog and online, encouraging people to call the North Attleboro Police Station to have me arrested. So the result of that in the end was that the North Attleboro Police are now declining to take any more of his phone calls, and they did obviously feel that his posts were antagonistic, harassing, and were done with the intent to compel them to do something that they would not otherwise do.
Okay.
As far as the intent of his actions, he has stated on 2 different occasions and said that he acknowledges that his actions would cause me fear. He said, now for the first time, she's referring to me, and there is a tag on Twitter to this. On the other side of that, and that has to be scary, he had also sent me a text message the day that I petitioned the court for the order that included the line, I really don't fear dragging this out, but I know that you do. Mr. Kearney has...
When you say dragging this out, what do you believe that he's referring to?
Like
he's referring to February 12th of this year when I asked to part ways from his blog. I was writing under his blog. I asked that I no longer be involved in that. Oh. He took this as some sort of feud. There were some words exchanged in the beginning that were unpleasant. Yeah, and at some point, I just asked that I be left alone. Please don't speak to me. Don't post about me online. Just please leave me alone. He has failed to do so.
When you say there were words that were unpleasant,
she thinks she's smarter than the
I called him a scam artist. I said that, if he's not able to support himself with his blog and he needs to solicit donations, that he should get a job. They weren't nice things. They were rather pointed. I don't consider them abusive or threatening or anything like that. But
so basically, I started shit with him online, and he responded, and now I need an order. Okay.
It certainly were not, I wouldn't speak to my mother like that.
And by the way, so the reason she burnt the truck and made that post pretending to be me, the temporary order was still active then. So she was trying to get me arrested for violating an order. That's what that was. She filed the police. She told the police I did this. She called them. There was no way to prove it. I could actually prove otherwise, as you saw. And there's that.
Now, he then just started threatening me. He said, I asked him 3 separate occasions, and I do have a text of that, to please stop contacting me. He said things like, I'll leave you alone, tune in tonight, I guess. You could apologize and call me and apologize, and we can do this the Turtleboy way. He is referring to his online blog because he does engage in the active cyber mobbing, which is actually seeped over into almost every single facet of my everyday life. He sent me another text saying, let me know.
So by that, you're saying cyber mobbing. So you're saying what he's doing is using his online presence and platform
to direct harassment my way. So he's painting me in an extremely negative light. He's making ominous, threatening statements publicly.
What do you mean by ominous, threatening statements?
Things like, this isn't over. Hold on, I can actually.
That's threatening?
I mean, the volume alone in which he's posted about me, even with the order in place, I find extremely concerning. These are all posts that he's made. I mean, we're talking pages in the 200s here. He doesn't.
So I need to understand what it is that you're alleging is the act of harassment.
So this is a comment that he made in reference to me. I got plenty more where that came from. I'm done playing nice. If this bitch wants to play with fire, we can burn everything. She's fighting out of her weight class.
That's fucking that's the post she made, wasn't it? Or no?
Another instance.
I didn't make that post.
He accused me of maliciously shutting down his online store, which upset people. It's come to my attention, the former blogger, who shall not be named, has maliciously shut down our online printful account, which contains most of our items in our online store. Some of these items I have, but essentially, again, painting me as some sort of psychotic, bitter ex-employee. That was not the case.
Oh, yeah.
So please, they did document that. I did have an account with his store. It was under my personal email. As of February 13th, after I separated from Mr. Kearney, I shut down that account because why would he keep it open? I had no more.
She shut down our fucking online store on her way out too. I forgot about that.
Affiliation. He also does, he's posted, we haven't even gotten to the really interesting stuff yet. He posted my court affidavit online. This is on a blog page. My affidavit for the harassment order he posted online while that order was in effect.
Oh, what?
There's much more. He makes disparaging comments about my children, my husband.
My husband,
much crazier.
My husband, she's not married. She's never been married. Like, what? She's such a fucking like. She also lies that her junkie boyfriend Andrew Johnson is her husband. He's not. That's a lie. It's a boyfriend.
You're like, it's very hard to hold in, but I will until March 10th, which indicates that this is his version of actually adhering to the court order, and I take that as it's going to get worse for me. Here's another one where he says it's far from over with her. Here's another one where it includes the line, when I say you'll see, that means trust me, you'll see.
Where's the threat?
This is another one in reference to me. There's a psychopath hacking into our accounts, writing threats to herself, burning trucks, and trying to send me to jail.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you find this boring. Maybe I should milk cows again.
Sorry, so what are you saying? He's
Where's
alleging
the
that you're hacking into his account?
Yes.
Yeah.
And posting that?
He tried to get me prosecuted for it, and the police thoroughly investigated it. I did not do that. The post in question, as the police noted as well, he claims was posted within a minute. It was deleted. They found evidence that it was up for 3 hours. It was an extremely pointed and threatening post. I understand that he contends that, but again, there is absolutely no evidence that I did that. I would not do that. I want no contact with this man. I just want him to leave me alone. That's all I want.
All right. Attorney Maloney, do you wish to inquire?
Yes, sir.
This is my attorney, Michael Maloney. So this guy ran against Rachel Rollins for district attorney, and I wrote favorably about him. And then I was sitting in court. I was going to defend myself, and he saw me there. He's like, "Hey, you did me a solid. You helped me out with the Rachel Rollins thing, and so I'd like to represent you today." And I caught him up to speed real quick, and he represented me on the spot.
Peter, good morning.
Good morning.
For clarity, you previously worked for Mr. Kearney, correct?
Correct.
And that was under the corporation 𝗕Turtleboy Sports Forever, LLC?
I believe it's 𝗕Turtleboy Sports.
𝗕Turtleboy Sports, LLC? And that's a publicist organization that he has, correct?
I'm not sure what the actual incorporation is, no, but essentially it's an online blog.
It's an online platform?
Yep.
Okay. And now you yourself participated in that online platform, is that accurate?
For about a year, sir.
Excuse me?
For about a year, yes, sir.
Okay. And now to this day, you continue to operate in that sphere. Is that a fair statement?
That would be an unfair statement as of right now. A lot of this harassment borders on what I would consider blackmail, as he has made demands that I not operate in that sphere. So for the time being, no, I do not.
Respectfully, so are you or are you not currently engaging in an online platform for?
Currently, no.
Do you own the handle masshole report?
I do not.
You do not own that
What?
report?
She doesn't own it? She just lies in court. She says she doesn't own the masshole thing. What?
No.
Are you familiar with that handle?
I'm familiar with it. I'm associated with it. We do YouTube, but I'm actually not the owner of that handle. No.
Who's
the owner
owns
of that
it?
handle?
Do I really have to say that in open court?
Do I really have to say
The
that?
question is it you?
It's
Is it
certainly
Manos?
I don't.
Do you have access to that handle?
I do.
Okay. And so you don't own that handle, but you have access to that handle. And what that means is you're able to post using the handle masshole report. Is that
I am,
correct? With the court permission, I'd like to hand a document to Ms. Peter.
Sure. Chief, will help you with that.
Ms. Peter, can you have a look at the yellow italicized and let me know when you have a moment to read that, please?
Or I felt it necessary. Yes, I've read that. That is per his affidavit. I'm sorry. This online post per his affidavit was 2/12. That was before the issuance of the order. That was about 10 days before I felt it necessary to petition the court.
Okay, so for clarity, this was drafted just a few days before the order seeking the harassment prevention order, correct?
No, that was drafted over 10 days. So
10 days before.
Over 10 days.
And can you read the highlighted part, please?
I said, I'm certainly not afraid of Aidan Kearney. Splitting amicably would have been my preference, but there's a reason all of his bloggers left. Self-Trust Circle has agreed to explain why she left too. Quit the lying. Some of us are still invested in the truth. Be well, Aidan.
Thank you. So prior to your seeking the harassment prevention order against Mr. Kearney, you drafted a memo online published that said, "I'm not afraid of Aidan Kearney," correct?
Circumstances change, is correct.
And circumstances.
She published a statement saying, "I'm not scared of Aidan Kearney," and then she's just like, "Circumstances change." It's like, but you need to be afraid to get an order. She's like, "Circumstances change."
I said the circumstances changed, but correct.
And the circumstances changed when
He began sending me an inundation of threatening texts, where he not only referenced myself, but anyone that I quote, love, and care about.
And what other handles do you currently own, Ms. Peter?
That's it.
Do you have any other sort of online posting or blogging?
I deactivated my Facebook. I
When did you-
deactivated my Twitter.
Prior to deactivating them, had you posted any information about Mr. Kearney?
Publicly?
Yes.
No.
You didn't publish anything about him or his family?
Public? No.
Privately?
Privately, yes.
And I forgot about this. In an attempt to smear me, she posted a picture of me and my kids in Disney World and said that, "Oh, he's collecting donos from people. People are donating to him, but he's going to Disney World. Big scandal he got it. Oh, yeah, big fucking deal. Yeah, a lot of people go to Disney."
I think you're fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Your attention.
At any point, did you post pictures of Mr. Kearney's children?
Privately or publicly?
Yeah.
Sorry, you said privately, what?
Privately or publicly. The reason you asked, Your Honor, is because Mr. Kearney has also been accessing a private Discord server that I have. I do have some information about Discord. It is a private platform. He has no business on this platform, but he continues to access
Counsel's entitled to ask the question, but just so that I understand, I would ask that you couch it in terms of whether this is intended to be a private or a public platform. The difference may be important for this operation, but it may not be for this case. I have no idea what lies ahead, but if you would, just so that I understand whether she's responding to your question about a platform that's publicly viewable versus only privately viewable, at least let me know.
Understood, sir. Ms. Peter, I'm going to pass the picture to the court officer. Could you please identify the picture and please specify where you posted that picture?
Yep, so this is a picture of Aidan Kearney, his son, with a Disney character during his Disney vacation that he posted to his Facebook account. It was posted privately to a private Discord server. And to elaborate on that, what that was to retort a claim that he had made.
Oh my God, she just doesn't shut up. I'm so scared of him, but I'm posting pictures of his kids. But it's okay that I'm posting pictures of his fucking kids, and I'm not scared of him because blah, 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 blah.
About me that nobody knew that he had gone to Disney. This was a trip that he did actually post pictures of his Disney trip on his Facebook.
Ms. Kearney, without belaboring the issue, so is it fair to say that you published some photos of Mr. Kearney and his family when you were disgruntled or concerned with the way that you were being treated online?
Yes. Disgruntled, no. To refute a claim, yes.
Yes.
Do you own the handle, I'm going to, 𝗍𝗄𝗄𝗃, 𝗍𝗄𝗃?
I do not.
Did you own the handle?
I did not.
Did you ever have access to the handle?
I had access to it in August of 2019 when I was under Facebook suspension.
And you had access to it when?
August of 2019.
So the 𝗃𝗄𝗃 account is the one that posted the threat. She could log into it by going on the Google Docs and getting the fucking password for it, then logging into that account and then using that had admin access, and she could post the threatening post to herself using that account.
The last time you had access to it?
That was the last time I had access to it.
Fucking crazy. I've been dealing with this for 6 years.
You previously worked for Mr. Kearney, correct?
I answered that, yes.
And that relationship has since terminated?
Correct.
And that, after the termination, that is when you filed a harassment prevention order against him and he filed one against you?
No, I mean, after that event, yes, directly after, no. I filed one after I received a barrage of threatening texts, and there were a barrage of threatening Facebook posts made about me, yeah.
What was the reason for your termination?
Termination. I left because I was uncomfortable with some of the ways that he operated.
Oh yeah, so uncomfortable.
And excuse me 1 second here.
She's so uncomfortable. She wrote for me. She was like more vicious than me. Like some of the articles that she published were like just ripped people apart, especially DCF moms. And then she left and she's like, I was just so morally opposed to what he was doing. I participated in it for a year and a half and, established a break. She used me to fucking get her own little following on my channel and build her own little brand up and then just bounce. That was the plan the whole time. And I do hate Disney. This is March 10th, 2020. This is the day before courts closed for COVID, actually. Like right before coronavirus came and the world shut down. This is like the day before.
At any point, did you receive, I don't want to go too far off the rabbit hole, just give the court a little bit more context here.
Well, if you're done questioning this witness, that's fine. If you want to make an argument, you can. But if you have any further questions, you can ask.
I'll keep it very brief. At some point prior to your severing employment with Turtleboy, did you receive compensation via Venmo for a clientele that was intended to be directed towards Mr. Kearney?
Oh, yes.
That was intended to, no.
So
did you receive compensation via Venmo that was intended to go to the Turtleboy sports document?
So she collected money from an advertiser and didn't tell me about it and just pocketed it. And she admits it here. Listen to this, but she talks her way out of it.
Corporation.
No, I did not.
I'm going to show the court officer one more picture. Could you please take a look at the highlighted yellow? Let me know when you do.
Yeah, I said, just in general, I absolutely should have consulted you about Chris, but it was fucking careless, not malicious. That Venmo that I received per the business owner and myself was not intended to go directly through Mr. Kearney. If you're referencing that, Mr. Kearney and I had an agreement that I would collect payment for my work and then we would settle up at the end of every month. I absolutely, as a human being and somebody who I consider to have a working relationship with Mr. Kearney, express my regret that I did not better communicate that with him,
so but to
frame it as some sort of theft is ludicrous. And the business owner has refuted that publicly many times as well.
Ms. Peters, is it fair to say that all the communication between the two of you since you are no longer working with Turtleboy has been electronic?
I mean, yeah, we haven't had much communication other than what he's tried to send my way.
No further questions. Thank you.
Okay. Do you wish your client to testify?
No, sir, I do not.
All right. So if you have anything in response you'd like to say, you have an opportunity to.
I do actually. So I have an email. As a result of these ongoing posts, and again, the volume alone I find to be extremely concerning, particularly where there was a court order in place, I have had my job threatened by individuals that are associated with Mr. Kearney.
So I have to understand something. There's one plaintiff in front of me and one defendant. There are two cases. It just complicates it, but there's only one plaintiff, one defendant. So when you're alleging that there are other people who are allegedly committing some sort of acts, that's not germane to the question here, unless you're saying that there's some sort of, that the pattern of harassment is through him.
As I would say. So right here, I do have some comments from an individual. He clearly cites the reason is the only cause I see here is fighting for Turtleboy. That's Mr. Kearney's blog. I'm not going to sit back and watch this drunk psycho even attempt to destroy something I enjoy. This is.
I don't know who that's from. So
this is an individual by the name of.
No, but it's not from Mr. Kearney. It's another individual that you're referring to this document.
Correct.
Something referencing his intent.
Well, this particular individual has referenced my job over 1,000 times.
Not me.
They're all within this Writers 2.0 group. It is a private group of Mr. Kearney's related to his blog. He clearly.
I'm trying to get a sense of who the author of that is. Some other person.
Some other person.
Right, so it's not germane to this.
I've also received numerous anonymous emails and phone calls to my job demanding that I be fired.
Are they from
Several
him?
of them do reference.
I think it was
Turtleboy
Brett.
Sports or Aidan
It was
Kearney.
Brett.
So are you suggesting that Mr. Kearney sent them?
I couldn't tell you who sent them. That's one of the big pitfalls of the anonymity of the internet. However, I have never had these issues with my.
She tries to get she's like, but I'm getting anonymous emails and it's Turtleboy's fault. Give me an order on him. What?
Employment prior to this conduct, and he is referenced. We also had an incident where there was a truck fire intentionally lit on my property. Again, could I allege that Mr. Kearney did this directly? No, but we have never had these incidents prior to this conduct.
So she lit the truck on fire and then uses the truck fire to try to get an order on me.
And this fire was set within 4 days of receiving the order. He's written 5 separate blog posts since the order was issued that are incendiary towards me. He accuses me of committing crime.
This is Jennifer McCabe. He's accusing me of committing a crime, and then he wrote blogs about me. Can you get him to stop blogging about me?
Interfering with his business. I've had no contact with this man. As a result of this, it does incite people to act. He's also involved with a page by the name.
This is the same fucking argument that the McAlberts use. That like, oh, he leads his mob and his cult, and they incite. He talks, and then other people message us, and that's his fault. He should have an order on him. Do something. Yeah, do something. This is do something. Before do something.
Of not Turtleboy Sports that was designed just to target me. Again, I'm borrowing from the language in Mr. Kearney's own affidavit when I say target. The page he absolutely is connected to. Right here we have a statement from a Randy Lucia that says, Aidan told us to name that page that. He also has a documented connection to the page through the profile that he uses, 𝗃𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗃.
Are there any further questions?
No, sir. I realize this is not the normal judicial proceeding, but I feel I would be objecting otherwise. I mean, this is reiterating hearsay repeatedly in regards to online platforms, some of which Mr. Kearney may or may not be involved with. The fact that an alleged arson situation is even brought up here, I think is totally inappropriate. Judge, I would respectfully suggest to the court that, like the previous HPO and 209A that you heard, this is essentially a case of a disgruntled employee-employer relationship that went south. Ms. Peters was working for Mr. Kearney for the better part of a year and a half and participated extensively in online performances that were done to elicit a strong public support. He has had a following for a very long time, continues to publish to this day. Ms. Peters, having worked for Mr. Kearney for the better part, like I said, of 18 months, essentially used that as a spin-off to continue to promote her own platform. So I would suggest this is employee-employer and grossly outside the parameters of which these HPO and the 209A are intended for. I would suggest that neither.
This was brilliant. Attorney Maloney came up with. He's like, I'm going to file. He applied for a harassment prevention order against her. He's like, I think we should file one against her. And then the judge is most likely in that case to just be like, let's just throw them both out. And then he advocates that my order also be denied. Listen to this. It was genius.
Either the petitioner in this case or the petitionee in this case, neither of these requests to solicit an order fall within the purview of what the order itself is intended for. And I would suggest that both fall on their face and should not be
He's like, wait a
extended.
minute. Wait a minute.
All right. So are you asking for your client to testify in his case in chief?
No, sir.
Your argument that if I just heard your argument correctly, you're suggesting not only should Ms. Peters' claim fail, but your client's claim should fail.
That's exactly what I'm suggesting, sir. With no disrespect and not taking away any credence from Mr. Kearney. He's not informed in the law. I spoke with him in the hallway. He's looking to move on with his life. And it was filed in part as a defensive mechanism when he was attacked online.
All right, folks, it's extremely troubling to hear the nature of what the court has before it this afternoon. In looking at the allegations that are made both in Mr. Kearney's affidavit as well as Ms. Peters, it's very clear that there's something very wrong here, right? We have people alleging really serious, ugly stuff, right? But the issue before this court is not whether there's some sort of online presence that is hell-bent on destroying each other. That's not really the issue. The issue before the court is whether the person who's looking for an harassment prevention order is subject to harassment as the law defines it for purposes of this statute. Right. Let me just explain. I have before me a 2014 case. I'll cite it for anyone who wants to look it up. Kenneth Sine versus Don Mori, 467 Mass 58, 2014 case. It is an appeals court case. And in that case, loosely, I will, the district court judge held hearings over the course of 2 days. The head coach of the team, the defendant threatened to, quote, punch the plaintiff in the face and break both of his knees if he acted in a certain way towards the child, right? Remarks that caused the plaintiff to fear that the defendant would physically injure him. Second, the plaintiff stated that electronic mail messages that would basically disparage. And it becomes more and more prevalent, but that's not what's before, that's not the basis for an issuance of an order. I'll state also that in that case, there was a third allegation that the defendant threatened to harm him, that he feared that this plaintiff, the defendant would not stop berating him in front of all other parents. During that third incident, he attempted to defend his name. Plaintiff wrote that he was fearful for him and his family that was implicated in this situation. The judge in that case issued an harassment prevention order, and the appeals court reversed, saying it is not the basis of an harassment prevention order. And unfortunately, we find ourselves more and more with, especially this online presence, it carries a huge imprint, but yet it's not subject to harassment prevention order because what's missing is the criteria that's set forth under the statute, which is 3 or more acts aimed at a specific person, willful, malicious.
So the reason I'm playing this, the judge, Kim, is Daniel O'Shea, who was the judge in Karen Reed's civil trial yesterday. This guy oversaw an order hearing in March of 2020 in which Krusty Panties tried to get an order on me. He denies it, so he was good.
Done with the intent to cause fear, intimidation, abuse, or property damage, and abuse is defined as I've stated it. The appeals court was very clear in that case involving the baseball coach. Now, could it give rise to civil remedies? Absolutely. And those people who put this stuff out, I suppose, do it so at their peril. And what's alleged before this court is that somebody is doing illegal activities for purposes of their game. That's what's alleged, right? On both sides. And the only agreement I would have as Attorney Maloney with you is that sort of public discourse is for another forum. It is not the basis of an harassment prevention order. I hope I've defined that for you so that you understand that and what the ramifications are.
Exactly.
For true, what this case that I cited, the words they're using are true threats. That's what has to be found. There are other cases with people flipping other people off, some really nefarious actions that were not held to be sufficient under the harassment prevention order. Now, could that change?
Chris Albert.
Could change in a heartbeat if somebody were to engage in the type of activity proscribed by this particular statute. Ma'am, it looks like you want to get my attention.
I'm sorry. Sorry. With all due respect, I would like.
So the guy is just like reads all the case law, does all the things, and she's standing there raising her hand, being like, actually, I'm smarter than you. She really thinks she's fucking smarter than you. See the way she's cocky with 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and these people like, oh, I'm so much smarter than you. She acts this way with every fucking judge she ever encounters. Like all she does in court is lose. I've seen it. She tries to use her kid to get an order on me in 2023. With Lauren Murray losing that order every single time, charges not getting dropped fucking all the time. All she does is lose. But yet she just keeps lecturing judges and telling them how much smarter she is. So here we have the judge telling her about case law, about why it's not a true threat. And she's like,
if somebody were to engage in the type of activity proscribed by this particular statute. Ma'am, it looks like you want to get my attention.
I'm sorry. Sorry. With all due respect, I would like to just again reiterate and point to Mr. Kearney's communications with me, where he did explicitly communicate that he was intending to put me in fear.
Right. And so, ma'am, I would, not that I have to make specific findings under the situation, basically that we're being recorded, everything is available for appellate review. But in the testimony that's before the court, I'll just recap a couple of things. There is an awful lot of, we'll call it public trash talk, right, that you presented. It's really awful stuff. And you're mentioning family members, and you're mentioning that this is serious. And I take you at your word that that is serious. There's also credible evidence that in retaliation to that, you've submitted responsive comments which were designed to sort of poke the nose of this. Well, it is in evidence, ma'am, and I know that you're shaking your head and maybe you're disagreeing with me, but that language is in.
He's basically like, she's sitting there, no. And he's like, I know you're shaking your head, no, but because like you were talking shit too, you run your mouth. You're not some fucking victim. And she's going, I see you shaking your head, ma'am, but no, it's not gonna.
In there, and that's your words yourselves. What may not have been retaliation, but it's to that end that there's this sort of going back and forth. At some point, our society, I suppose, will put statutes in place to prevent this type of behavior, because as a civilized society, we have to ask ourselves, do we want to be subject? Do we want to have our children's lives and the lives of people we care about treated in such a fashion that you both are presenting to this court today? On both sides. I'll mention this on both sides. The answer I would hope is no, we don't want to put up with this. But to the extent that it's out there, it is not part of this case. Ma'am, the last point in this, I'll give you an
I would point to the matter of Zoe Quinn, that was out of Massachusetts. It is colloquially known as Gamergate. An order was granted to Ms. Quinn, even though the defendant in that case had not explicitly threatened her. He used a similar modus operandi as far as the blogs, dissemination of personal information and threatening communication. So I have seen that it, this does apply.
Well, don't make no mistake about it. I'm not saying that someone who says something by way of by electronic communication is immune from liability. Think about the texting suicide case. It was internationally reported. Occurred right in this area, right?
Rent them.
Yeah, and so that is an example. The criminal conduct that was found by the court and ultimately upheld was the same as if the person was standing right next to them. The criminality was that person had committed the crime of basically encouraging another person who had started to commit suicide to abandon it, and then who abandoned it to then get back in. It's no different than if you were standing next to that person next to a bridge. The person was going to jump off, abandon it, and then you encourage the person to go back over. So words have consequence, folks. I'm not saying that at all. And I understand what you're saying with the Zoe Quinn case. We have a whole lot of domestic violence statutes that are designed to stop that. We have stalking statutes where we never did before. We have an harassment prevention statute where we never did before. So all I'm saying is under the circumstances of this case, in the confines of what has been alleged by both sides, it does not meet the criteria. Good luck, folks. Thank you, sir.
That's it. So that was one of her first of many failures in an attempt to get an order on me. And she hasn't stopped. She's just like, but every time she just feels more confident than the last that like, oh, I'm going to lecture the judge and this will go over well. So let me just put on my Micro Machines voice and then take a deep breath and then not fucking breathe for 30 minutes and just do, if I talk really fast like this and then talk about statutes, maybe I'll think it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Like it's like, bro, this is not your YouTube channel. This is not like, I know your idiot followers like are convinced by this, but like the judges are not ever. It's like all she does is lose. She just fucking loses. And she's going to lose with my case. Like she finally found police that would actually listen to her. Like fucking, they were that desperate for someone to take up their cause that like 𝗵𝗏𝗧 and them were just like, yeah, fuck it. Like she seems cool. She talks really fast and says big words, the same big words from her pocket thesaurus over and over again. And whatever, but we'll see. So anyway, so back to, this back to the fake victim. So anyway, yeah, so she goes so that's that one. Okay, so what else is she saying? Then she posts these. I don't know what these are supposed to mean. So she posted, so she says September 22nd, Mafia Masshole, thanks for texting me another thumbs up after you fucked with my family and made your deal to get Aidan's charges dropped for your lead role in the Netflix doc. Remember when he went to jail and you said you missed him? She actually said that. She said she missed me because it was boring without someone to torment. I do. I believe that. I believe she told her that. And, but who cares now? So you got in a fight with her? You're going to tell the truth? Like, where was this fucking 2 years ago? Why? Oh, you're so noble now. And this whole thing, this is the Grant effect. This is how she's been hanging out with Grant too much towel. She's saying that Kate got my charges dropped for a lead role in a Netflix documentary. I don't even know how that barter would work. Or how, like, what? So Netflix runs our court system? I don't even understand what she's saying. And I'm pretty sure that my charges are going to be dropped against 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 𝗃𝗏𝗃 because of 𝗫𝗏𝗃 𝗃𝗏𝗃. Because, like, she never takes any sort of responsibility for her, the consequences of her actions more than anything. He goes, I wonder why she sent me a random thumbs up on a text from weeks ago right after Turtleboy posted about Cosgrove withdrawing. That is pretty funny that she's sitting there. Krusty's watching this shit happen. And then she just likes one of her text messages, like as like almost a way of saying like, nice job, retard. Like that's her way of saying that. Good job, dipshit. After she told people she made a deal with him so their charges would go away and they would both be in the Netflix doc. I'm not in the sandpaper doc. We have a much better doc. It's going to fucking kill it. Because she wants people to think his charges were dropped because of me or Grant. I'm pretty sure it's because of you. I'm pretty sure she had something to do with it. And then how about this one? Oh, this is the most retarded thing. Krusty Panties doesn't exist without Turtleboy, and Turtleboy doesn't exist without Krusty Panties. Their feud has been going on for years and has comprised of 90% of each other's content. It's a one-way street. And by the way, I despise when people call her that name. But when we went to the State House where she jumped in front of a microphone and pretended to be the victim of revenge porn and gave a press conference and no one knew who the fuck she was. And she pretended that she had something to do with the revenge porn bill that had just been passed in the legislature that day. And when I've been out in public with her in the past, she has literally introduced herself as Krusty Panties. That's funny. That's funny. I believe it. I believe it. They both desperately crave attention and money. She worked for him for years. She didn't leave because of some sudden moral awakening. She's right about that. They are the same evil. She just lurks in the shadows and works more covertly. You think she just went on Machado's show for shits and giggles? Okay. Okay. First of all, when she says that, this is the most offensive thing she says, that I don't exist without Krusty Panties. I started this blog in 2014. I met Krusty in 2018. That's when she came on board. I was killing it by then. I was like, I already had fucking tons of followers. I was killing it by 2018. And then I lost the Facebook pages and I lost some of my bloggers. And then I hired her. And that was a fucking turn into a shitstorm. And I've never hired anyone to write for me since because I was too fucked up from it. So there's Krusty. So, I mean, that's funny. Oh, yeah. Without me, it's like, it's a one-way street. It's a one-way. There's only, like, I don't write about her. Like, I don't. She inserted herself into this fucking case, unfortunately. Like, so there's that. She make another post. What's this one? You people are not very smart. First of all, Kate's moles. First of all, pro tip. If you posted a picture of yourself in a bikini and your body is covered in moles, don't use the word moles. Come up with a different synonym. You know, use Kate's thesaurus to figure out a synonym for moles. I would just say that. Okay. On their soccer accounts out of the classic. Number 2, the conflict was created. So Cosgrove's out, was created by your precious leader the second he decided to sue me. That's not a conflict. Cosgrove was always going to be deposed as a witness. No, he wasn't. We were never going to depose Cosgrove, whether he was added as a third-party defendant or not, because he was the one, according to what Detective Haldeman told me, who handed over the SA report, which, by the way, are not public record and was still in an active investigation. Oh, my God. There's no SA report because there's no SA. To Bradel during another discovery dump. SA reports are never public record, even if the investigation is closed. It was given to us in discovery. He had to give it to us. It was not redacted in any way, shape, or form either. Yeah, because you got fucked on a fridge. Like, that's it. She got fucked in a fridge. That's how the whole thing is. That's why they call me the fridge daddy. It's not an SA report. It's a fridge report. She got banged by fridge daddy on the fridge, and that's it. There was nothing else. Okay. I mean, Jesus Christ, SA report. I couldn't even get a copy of my own report because of the law. So no, neither I nor Grant Smith-Ellis, who I don't know what has anything to do with anything, I think you do, created the conflict or got the charges dropped. So it's not her fault that Cosgrove said that he dropped out because of, the conflict. It's not her fault that Cosgrove did that. It's my fault somehow. She had nothing is ever her fault. The NCDAO and 𝗵𝗵𝗏 and her people clearly just expected, tried to prevent sabotaging my legal fundraiser with the pretend Gaffney donation and ensuing drama, and very much tried to advise me, see prior Gaffney videos, to roll over and take a $2 million default judgment. Yeah, I'm sure Gaffney advised her to take a $2 million judgment against her. Sure. Or she could have just got a fucking lawyer, and like a real lawyer with some of that money, or just not listen to Towel. There's that. Because these idiots would have raised money for her to get an attorney. But the problem is that they said no Towel. If Towel's in, we're out. And she refused to ditch Towel. And now Gaffney took his $2,000 back. And then she goes, how are they ever going to explain why all the Google Drive links were deleted? They can't. They played both versions of the audio at the grand jury, so they should have both versions somewhere. She's right about that. They couldn't explain. But also ask yourself why all the ramblings about 𝗵𝗵𝗏 continued in letters, but neither Bradel or Betterow ever once asked for an evidentiary hearing with her. Is she retarded? We've been asking for an evidentiary hearing with her for quite some time. We're going to get one too. Why did Kearney start polling his audience months and months ago, trying to gauge if people would still be fans if he made a deal? She listens to everything I say. Why around the same exact time did he suddenly not only stop attending 𝗵𝗵𝗏's hearings when he and Lauren Murray had never missed a single hearing before, but he also completely stopped even when speaking about her charges, period, because I don't obsess over her. It's a one-way street. And one by one, they just magically disappeared, just as she told everyone they would in public Twitter posts. And then she posted this video. Check this out, bro. So she posts here a fucking email from Krusty Panties on January 26th that she forwards to Lindsay of 2024 when I'm in jail. And it shows an email that she wrote to Mello and Tully saying, yep, he certainly did wiretap her. The video was recording the whole time from his pocket. This is without the edits, raw video sent to several people via a now private YouTube link. Here is a folder with the download of that video. And I've attached the previous wiretaps sent out as well. So both these files are still hosted on his Turtleboy Live YouTube channel, but have been access restricted via Google. If one were to log into his YouTube or get a warrant, they would still be there as of today anyway. So she's telling, so by the way, what you're just reading in that email is impounded. This is in our mega motion. This email is in our mega motion. It's covered in black. You can't read this. But thankfully, the fake victim has published it for you. Thankfully, the protective order, she's not protecting it anymore. She is putting this email out there showing a communication between Krusty Panties, Mello, and Tully, which you can't read because it's fucking protected. And like a fucking idiot, she posts it for the world. This is more Towel. This is like Towel bombs, just fucking blowing this shit up. And so now we're going to be able to go in front of the judge tomorrow and say, listen, Your Honor, there's no reason to have this shit protected anymore. The fake victim's posting all the shit anyway. Like it's not a secret anymore. We can let cats out of the bag. Let's open them all up. Show all their communications. Why the fuck not? So she is sending this goddamn email, and she sends a link to the what she claims is a wiretapped audio of me at the fake victim's house on Christmas Eve. And now it's just gone. It's deleted. It's just deleted. She deleted fucking evidence too. So it shows that the fake victim is showing this for us. Boom. She clicks on it. It's gone. There it is. So there you go. So thank you for the fake victim for that one. It's just getting ratioed to hell by all these fucking people too. Hold on. All right. So, anyway, she had a couple more good rants here. This is a good one. Oh, boy. So she goes, when I began speaking to Kate, she thought I had information about the Karen Reed Turtleboy stuff that was very important. She told me she was going to run it by Ken Mello and just see what he thought. Now, we know this is true because remember, we don't have her phone extraction anymore, but I can't erase what's in my brain and what I've read, and this is true. This is 100% true, that part. Okay? But what she's leaving out was when I began speaking to Kate. How did she begin speaking to Kate? She didn't know 𝗃𝗃𝗃. She knew of her. The only thing she knew about 𝗃𝗃𝗃 was that 𝗃𝗃𝗃 is obsessed with me and wants to take me down and put me in jail. So she reached out to her the day that I dumped her sorry ass, because she got dumped and thrown out like the trash that she is, because I don't hang out with fucking trash for too long, you know, but I wasn't going to hang out with that trash anymore, and the fake baby, and that she murdered twice. Not fucking happening. And she leaves that part out. All right. Yeah. So goes, she told me she was going to run it by Ken Mello and just see what he thought. I was eventually given his number. And when I spoke with him, he asked if I would be willing to speak with his investigator. I told him I was nervous about getting involved. And he said, Lindsay, if you just speak to him, just have a conversation. Tell him what you know. Then if you decide you don't want to move forward, you have my word. I will not force you to. I naively and stupidly believed that nonsense. Why the fuck would she want to talk to them at all if she didn't want to move forward? Like what? Why would she talk to the special prosecutor in my case if she didn't want to get involved in my case? Then he sent Brian Tully to my home in December 2023 with Ken Mello's PI Nelson. Okay. There were some things that stood out to me. This is on December 14th when she's interviewed by him. Tully's biggest concern was if I knew the target of the federal investigation. And that is true, according to what she's told me. This is consistent with what she told me. That and this made me so happy. When Tully came over there, all he wanted to know about was, do you have any dirt about the federal investigation? Because they were shitting their pants. They didn't know anything about it. Remember, Morrissey's writing his love letter saying, please stop investigating us. We're all set. And the DOJ is like, go fuck yourself. And so Tully's like, wants to know, am I going to jail? He's very concerned about this. So he's like, well, here we have some whore who's been banging Turtleboy, and maybe Turtleboy told this one information about the federal investigation. And that was the only thing they wanted out of her, was that. So when I told him I had been told it was Morrissey that was the target of the investigation, he and Nelson looked at each other at the exact same time as if she would know. Eyes widened and slightly smiled as if they were relieved or satisfied. I had a conversation after they left and repeated this exact observation and discussed how I thought it was strange. Another strange thing is that my interview was not recorded like Natalie's. Why? Also strange was the fact that Tully seemed very concerned for what I had heard about him, telling me something like, I'm sure you think all these things about me and probably hate me. It was odd because Tully didn't mean anything to me, period, at that point. I was indifferent and not sure why he would even care or mention that. He ended the interview by telling me that he thought I had some very helpful information and discussed me potentially testifying before a grand jury in the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 case. So that's what she's a witness in. So she's still a witness in the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 case. Therefore, Cosgrove must resign that one too. I told him that Ken Mello said they were just there to have a conversation. No one said anything about a grand jury. He then brought up getting some of the information from my phone. He said it couldn't be given via printing out the texts. It had to be an extraction, even though he was apparently okay for him to print out his own communications. That's a good point. When we got Tully's text messages with her, they were printed out. Like, bro, what? Are you kidding me? And 𝗬𝗨's telling her, we need your whole cell phone extraction. So when she calls me on Christmas Eve, on December 22nd, and tells me all this shit and confesses everything, she's like, I'm so scared. 𝗬𝗨 wants my phone and I don't know what to do. And you know what she meant? She text messages Kate and she's like, they wants my phone. I don't know what to do. And Krusty Panties tells her that she spoke with Jen McCabe and Jen McCabe is going to tell Brian 𝗬𝗨 to cut the shit. In other words, why is Jen McCabe in charge of this investigation? Why does she have any influence at all over Brian 𝗬𝗨? So anyway, she comes to me with this information and she's telling me that Brian 𝗬𝗨 wants her phone and she's scared and she apologizes and said it's gone too far and I'm sorry. I didn't know they were going to want my phone. So basically she fucked up and wants me to help get her out of this. I should have told her, go fuck yourself. Good luck with them. Eat shit and die. That's what I should have said. But being me, I'm a big fucking softie. And she's crying, doing that whole thing. And she's like, I told her, I'm like, look it. He's telling you have to give him your fucking phone. You just give it to him. And he told her that she doesn't need a lawyer for the grand jury. And so I'm like, he's Brian 𝗬𝗨. He's a shady cop. You absolutely need a lawyer. You absolutely should have a lawyer. And you absolutely do not hand your phone over without a fucking court order. You don't just give it to him because he asked for it. Like, you don't have to give it to him. He needs a fucking order to get your fucking phone. Right? So that's what I said. That was my advice to her. I said, if you need a lawyer, I can help you get a lawyer. And she's like, can you? I'm like, yeah, sure. And she goes, well, I want to show you all my communications with him. Can you come over tonight? That's how she got me over there. Was she's telling me that, like, I want to kind of flip on them, right? I want to tell the truth about Krusty and 𝗬𝗨, and I want to go through my phone and show you all the things. And then I want to fuck you, but also, and then I want to have a fake abortion and force you to stick around. Like, that was the real plan, right? And she's talking to them while she's fucking there. So clearly this is dishonest. She's just such a lying, dishonest cunt, right? And she trusted these shady cops who are now fucking her over, which is great. Karma. Anyway, she goes on to say, when Brian 𝗬𝗨 showed up at my home the second time on the 22nd, this time unannounced, right after I was arraigned, again with Nelson, he first sat down and began to tell me about Kearney's court date earlier that date. Now, this is incorrect, what she says here. He bizarrely said, do you know Mike Gianetti's girlfriend was sitting in the front row to support him? Mike Gianetti is a crackhead who I've written about many times before, who showed up when I left court that date on the 22nd. Mike Gianetti was there. I wrote about Mike Gianetti years ago. He's fucking insane. He's a crackhead. Just go read the Gianetti blogs. He's one of the most ratchet people I've ever covered. We call him the Hyde Park Meth Mongoose. That was his Turtleboy name. And so Gianetti, I've never seen him before, but I come out of my arraignment and he's at the bottom of the courthouse stairs yelling, he's being held back and he's like yelling crazy shit. And he had to be like kicked out of there by the police. And, you know, he thinks I beat him in a rap thing. He thinks I hacked into his accounts. He's fucking a crazy person. And, you know, he's a meth dealer. He's just a piece of shit. He tried getting an order on me too, which is the funniest thing you've ever heard. He goes, you know, Your Honor, he said he was going to kidnap my son and make him a transgender baby. Anyway, Gianetti's there. And I'm like, how the fuck, why is Gianetti here? He has nothing to do with any of this. Why is he yelling at me? And as it turns out, we now know, because again, certain discovery was given to us, that she contacted him and told him to come there to disrupt it. She fucking got Gianetti to show up because they run in the same fucking meth circles, you know, because she's from Dedham. It's right next to Hyde Park, right? And he's the Hyde Park meth mongoose. And they fucking probably broke bread or shared a crack pipe or something along the way one time and knew each other. And so she got this crackhead to show up and disrupt my shit, right? So now she's acting like I didn't even know anything about this. And she told me when I went over there that night that Brian 𝗬𝗨 was that Brian 𝗬𝗨 told her that, oh yeah, he moved on from you real quick. That's what he told her. He moved on from you real quick. He had a new girlfriend in the front row of his hearing. And if you watch the tape of that, This Meredith, Deanna, and another woman by the name of Michelle are all sitting in the front row, right? This is before we were romantically involved at all. And they're all sitting in the front row. They were just friends. But you had three women there, good looking women in their 30s who were in the front row. I wasn't romantically involved in any of them, but Tully tells her, Tully goes to her. He's smart. He's conniving this one. And he tells her, oh, he had his girlfriend there in the court with him. He moved on from you real quick. Why does he tell her that? To get her all fired up. Because he's like, oh, yeah, this will get her. I want to get her on our side. So I'm going to tell him, oh, he's got his new bitch there. He's got his new side hoe, right? He moved on from your ass real quick. So that gets her all in our, that gets her in a mood to testify against me, you know, that fucking snake. So I don't know what she's talking about here about Tully telling her that Gianetti's girlfriend was in the front row. I was weirded out for many reasons. I never met Gianetti in my life yet, right? At that time, I only had ever spoken to him on the phone one time when Grace, the perjurous babysitter, Grace is the one, she did commit perjury in my restraining order case. Grace was her babysitter, and my PI spoke with Grace, and Grace told him in a sworn affidavit that the fake victim admitted to her that I never hit her. And I'm like, great. We're going to get her to testify for us. And then the fake victim finds out that she was speaking to my PI. So she threatens her. She goes, I'm going to go to housing and I'm going to get your Section 8 voucher taken away if you fucking testify against me in this court. And so then she is a hostile witness. It was a fucking disaster. And I lose the restraining order because of Grace, the babysitter. So she literally intimidated Grace, the babysitter, by threatening to cause her financial harm if she testifies against me, against her in court. Crazy. I mean, this is the craziest story. So anyway, she's shitting on, now she doesn't like Grace because Grace has come back to my side. And I like Grace now. All right. Even though she let me down that day. So she goes, and she was friends with Gianetti and his family and thought it would be funny to call him. And I spoke to him for maybe 10 minutes while he tried to convince me that Kearney was a woman. He does. Gianetti thinks I'm a woman. He's so fucked up on meth. He thinks I'm a woman. And I've read, she's acting like this is like a one-way street. She texts and calls him on Christmas. Like she was like, became friends with fucking Gianetti. After the phone call, Grace proceeded to tell me this weird story about Gianetti and said his girlfriend's daughter or something was very odd. I don't know the girl on that fateful phone call that Grace thought would be funny resulted in Gianetti for months to come calling me occasionally and claiming Kearney hacked into his phone accounts. I still haven't met him to this day, nor do I know anyone he associates with. So why was Brian telling me as this if I would care? He didn't tell you that. He told her that I had my new girlfriend in the front row. He couldn't have known that. I'd just spoken to Gianetti for the first time. What is she? Okay. I don't even know what she just goes off the deep end here with her theories. He then asked me if I'd put any more thought into testifying. Remember, it was presented to me as if I had a choice in the beginning. I told him I was not going to testify or give my phone because it would just cause more problems in my life. And they already had all the time and information I told them from Natalie. He said, we had a feeling you'd say that. And he pulled out the subpoena. She did tell me that. And so, and that part I believe that she went to them and just wanted to be like, so I can just fucking give you information on him and just kind of anonymously and he'll go to jail, right? And Tully was like, no, you're going to have to testify in front of the grand jury. So he's going to know you did it. And we're going to need your phone. And she's like, well, I didn't know that. And that's when she calls me crying up, being like, what do I do? They want my phone. They want me to testify against you. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. And sweet baby Clay, we're going to raise them together. And then she got me over there. So there was that. Anyway, this is just, so there is a lot of elements of truth to this. The Gianetti part is not real, but everything else is true. She have more comments. She was saying a lot of shit on Twitter today. The fuck? You don't make someone a witness, she says. No, that's not what she said in messages. Someone could be a witness even if they're aware of information. No one needed to make me a witness for witness intimidation to occur. I already was one because I had provided information to police. Okay, thank you for admitting that she is a witness in the McAlbert case. And now Cosgrove must recuse himself. So thank you. I'm not even reading all this. I don't even know what this is. She's just talking and talking and talking. And she's shitting on Krusty a lot on here. You know, oh, look at this one. I don't know about the couch. I was kicked out of their secret Discord. That's stupid. How about this one? Do you think it's appropriate for a main witness who has a personal relationship with the now former lieutenant of the state police, is that Tully, to speak to him almost every day on the phone and be given details of his ongoing investigations? I mean, you said to carry on. Okay. So where's the evidence of that? You know, and where's like, hold on. How about this one? Would you like me to share what these people trying to help me have really done? McAlbert's. Shall I start with what they did at Jen's sister's house during the Natalie celebration party? What? There was a Natalie party? Or with my attorneys that they paid for? Or the lying about Paul and Peg requesting me to attend the hearing? Oh, so now she knows that's a lie. So she was lied to by Krusty about that. Or they were using her. Literally, or the disgusting comments on Twitter back in January, sabotaging my fundraiser, or interfering with my family, making threats about my children. Oh, always with my children. I could go on and on. Like, didn't she threaten to murder someone's children? Yeah. Be mad that I'm speaking out, but we're not going to pretend that these people were helping me. I was never a friend in Kate's eyes. That's true. I was an assignment. How come I didn't find out until months into being what I thought was friends with her that she was a PI? She was gathering intel on me. Let's call. Okay. So she gets a little off the deep end there, but I want to hear more about this Jen's. The thing about her is like, bitch, if you got receipts, then show them. What you talking about? Where is any of the evidence of this? Like, she's useless. People are like, oh yeah, go. Like, people in the comments, like, thank you, Lindsay, for speaking your truth. What's she offering? None of this is useful. None of this is like sworn under oath. There's no evidence of any of this shit. It's just her fucking talking shit on Twitter. There's a, hold on. Huh. Okay. So she's talking about her victim witness advocate, Pam, there, talking shit about her. What else? She had some comment on here I thought was interesting about. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. Flipping, just speaking out now. No, that's not the one. Were they scared of what I might reveal on the stand? Were they nervous about how they would answer to evidence being deleted and the involvement in a citizen in their case? Was I just a means to an end from the very beginning? We already knew Cosgrove said in a fun. I'm just so sick of this shit. I can't even with her. So I'm just so sick of this narrative that like I was used by them. Bitch sought them out. She ain't some victim. Don't fall for this shit. Nothing's ever her fault. She started this whole fucking thing. She didn't have to do any of this. And it didn't work out the way she wanted it to. And now she's fucking crying victim and hoping that all side with her. I'm expecting a DM any fucking day now. It's coming. I'm sure she's watching. And what she wants me to do is come on the show and be like, wow, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. No, absolutely not. The bitch sent me to jail for 60 fucking days. I'll never forget that. Ever. And she's a fucking liar, and there will be no anything like that at all. She has nothing useful to offer at all. I don't give a fuck about her falling out with Krusty or any of that shit. She can burn in fucking hell for what she's done to me and to my family. And she deserves it because I fucking gave her a chance on December 23rd to come to the good side and do, be good, but she can't because she's a bad dog. At the end of the day, that's all she is. She's a bad girl, and that's it. So there's that. Fuck her. Anyway, let me read some turtle chats, shall we? All right. Anyway, let's read some turtle chats and then we'll watch some of the Karen civil trial, shall we? All right. All right. Sister you never wanted sends $10 and goes, a true friend will hear you tear apart pink-haired lady and then proceed to tell you that women don't want your gym selfies. My advice, only trust people that you would trust to get your kids off the bus. That's a good one, actually. I like that. That's a good one. Analytical Blarney AB sends $13, goes, I know you don't like criticism, but it would go a long way for me as a sped teacher and as a sister of a brother with Down syndrome. Oh, we're still doing this? Thank you for your consideration. Okay, I considered it and I am decided not to. Thank you. Renee Rose Miller sends $10, goes, Plymouth County has always had your back. So sorry that so many have let you down. We got you. Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that very much. All right, next. Michael sends $10, goes, Turtleboy, the bullshit you've gone through personally, you can never have a dollar value put into that would be appropriate. Good luck, bud. We're going to come up with a dollar value, though, for sure. Next, Joellen sends $10 and goes, people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. God decides. Keep the faith and keep trudging, which means walks with the purpose. You have a purpose. Keep going. Well, that's very, very deep shit right there. Thank you very much, Joellen. 𝗵𝗵𝗧𝗂𝗶 sends $5, goes, unknown number vibes on the fake account lady. Scary obsession. True. Melanie Little said today that 𝗃𝗏 is popping up everywhere. After the verdict, the FBI agent who's on the witness list told Justice Serve TV one person he would deep dive on is 𝗃𝗏. After looking at evidence, he noticed he was at the center of it all, involved much more. He was there for the CERT team search too. Maybe we need to give 𝗃𝗏 some more attention. I'm all for that. Leslie sends $5, goes, hey, doctor, I sent a turtle chat a little late for the Saturday show. If it's not much trouble, could you read it on tonight's show? I don't know when, Leslie, I'd have to go like way back. Why didn't you just write it on the one that you just sent? I mean, I could try to find it. Oh, here you go. You sent me earlier. You sent, hey, doctor, I just recently binged your entire Can't Cover Up playlist. Watching you go from a journalist shining light on corruption to being a victim was heartbreaking. But I noticed you still keep upbeat with your audience and always crack jokes and found humor while covering the trials. In the spirit of keeping things light, could you please share with us what your favorite funny moment from either trial was? For me, it's a tie between Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗏 being said on the stand and Spanky's ham sandwich cross-examination. You literally just stole the words right out of my mouth. Those would probably be the two funniest things. I actually, as you know, I read the ham sandwich thing live. Like I was in court that day, so I didn't see it. And I experienced the ham sandwich cross-examination, which I still laugh about when I think about it every time. So what'd you eat? Do you have anything to eat? Well, yeah, I think I had like a ham sandwich. Oh, did you? What'd you put on the ham sandwich? Any mustard? Any mayo? Did you eat the whole ham sandwich? Were you talking? There was a conversation going on. Did you listen? I just can't. It was the funniest shit ever. You're supposed to stand in the fucking corner and just not talk. No listening. Did you listen? Did you bro? That's when I knew it was over. When he started talking about the ham sandwich. And yeah, Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗏, that'd be the first thing I thought of. Sergeant 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗏. 𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗏. I can't believe she did that shit. All right. Anyway, thank you. Next. Pump Dream sends $10, goes, hey, Turtleboy, big fan of your work. Lick my funny eye. Tell 𝗬𝗎cie she's a retarded cunt and her dad is a raging fag. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Take that. Kayla sends $25, goes, hope tomorrow gets everything tossed out. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. You deserve that at the very least. And sorry for all this chaos. I had my suspicions and feel awful that I didn't raise them a long time ago. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Kayla. Kathy sends $25, goes, listen, Turtle, you just keep being you. You don't know anyone anything. Free Turtleboy and Karen Reed. Peace to your bum crease. Retard was a word we always used for a jerk of a person. Well, thank you, Kathy. Dale LePage's last white blood cell. That's got to be Jimmy. Sends $15 and he goes, faggot. That is all. He can say it because he's gay. Thank you. Sue sends $50 and goes, although it can sometimes be uncomfortable, I am impressed by your capacity and courage to speak so freely about yourself. Yeah, I'm kind of an open book to a fault. You know, I should probably TMI. A lot of people would say that about themselves, but I kind of use this show as therapy. So I don't mind it. You guys are like my therapist. So thank you. Then she goes, to lay bare everything for the truth to be exposed. Thank you, Doctor. Love from an Atlantic reading admirer. Oh, nice. You read my story in the Atlantic. Nice to hear. Jay sends $5, goes, happy anniversary to my beautiful wife, Gina, tomorrow. Free Turtleboy. All right, Jay. Sounds like a nice lady. She gets to, you get to celebrate your anniversary by watching Turtleboy. All right. Bevan Baker sends $50 and says, thank you, Dr. Daddy. I appreciate you. Free the turtle. Well, thank you, Bevan. Danny sends $50, goes, thank you for being a voice to others who have experienced similar horrors of injustice within the judicial system, but don't feel like they have a voice. Well, I'm happy to inspire. It means a lot. Thank you. Next, Farrah sends $5, goes, listen, Turtle, good luck in court tomorrow. I seriously can't believe all the twists and turns in your case, Karen's case, and the people who are about to be outed for the world to see. It is about time, and I'm here for it. Free Turtleboy. Well, thank you, Farrah. Blake sends $5, goes, my wife has a hearing tomorrow in court, same time as your hearing. Can you wish her luck? Good luck. Hope you get those charges dropped. Colton sends $5, goes, to my girlfriend, Diana, my mother must have taken Tylenol due to how retarded good this wiener is. Okay. Porter Range FBI says $15 and goes, hello, Turtle. This is the Port Orange FBI office. We are seizing Turtle Chat from Barry Lewis. RICO charges are imminent. Good luck. Fuck you, broils. Goodbye. Holy shit. Wow. Sounds serious. I'm not that Lindsay sends $10 and goes, people need to learn to regulate their emotions instead of trying to dictate someone else's speech. That's a good point. For Christ's sake, these retarded fucking cunts need to stop being so gay. I'm saying, thank you. Semolina sends $15, goes, hey, Aidan, lots happening. Any plans to write blogs about the terrible things that Julie Carpenter and boundless millennials say to earn them more infamy Google trophies. P.S. The best thing about your orbit is the people watching that we wouldn't be able to have if not for the Turtleboy universe. I have created an ecosystem, that's for sure. Never have been able to troll with so much satisfaction. Keep up the good work. I really have created like an ecosystem of good guys, bad guys, ratchets, heroes, anti-heroes, like you name it. We're all out there. And so I'm going to write about Julie Carpenter. Probably not, because she's fucking irrelevant. And I'll shit on her here or there, but she's not blog worthy. You know what I mean? She's not like, I don't have the time to dig into her. Who cares? Thank you. Jessica sends $17, goes, my son's 7th birthday is Sunday. He always asks if I'm watching Turtleboy. Oh, nice. Can you give me a shout out, please? His name is Evan. Thank you. We support you. Well, happy birthday, young man. Happy 7th birthday. It's a big one. You must be in 1st grade. And your mom's really cool. So I hope you're watching this tomorrow. And don't say the words that I say on the show, because they're bad words. You get in big trouble in school. If you repeat anything that I say on the show, you're going to be in big trouble in school. You don't want to do it. So just happy birthday, young man. But don't repeat anything I say. Yeah, I don't want to get you in trouble. Thank you. Next. Analytical Blarney sends $5, goes, I was born in 1984. I grew up with slang terms right along with you. Doesn't make it any better. I wish you the best. Okay. It's 3 you've sent. 3 you've sent. You're starting to annoy me. Okay. Appreciate the support, but I'm never going to stop saying retarded, no matter how many turtle chats you give me. Thank you. All right. Next. Plevin's Tumor sends $8, goes, hey, Turtle. I'm the one calling Jonathan Bowen a piece of shit. I call him something else, but piece of shit just fits. I'll work on your repertoire, but I've got your back. Yeah, this idiot is like, did this whole thing about how I'm saying shit about his dead son. He keeps using his dead son as a prop and like saying that I'm sending people to attack his dead son. Like, bro, I didn't even know he had a dead son. I don't know you at all. I don't care about you. I don't know anything about your dead son. I'm sorry you have a dead son. It's fucking weird that you keep bringing it up and using his memory as a weapon to get into online internet spats with people. And I'm sure you'll do it tomorrow. I'm a victim. And he did this whole thing about how some troll account who's attacking him is me because they called him a piece of shit. And I use piece of shit. He pulled up every blog I've ever written where I call someone a piece of shit. There's like 10 of them. Guy's insane. He's insane. So thank you for that one. You missed my other Dono sends $10, goes, life must be really sad when the only things you have ever owned are 209A orders. Yes. Can you imagine believing you are the victim of your parents? That's the thing. So let's go over the fake victim's victimhood. She's a victim of her parents because they're horrible people who took in her kids when she relapsed with Frankie and lost them to DCF. She's a victim of Turtleboy, obviously. Numerous apartment complexes where you paid in meatballs. Yes, so she got evicted, I believe, from their most recent place in Medfield, I assume. She's out of there. She couldn't handle that. The previous place in Norwood, she was suing them. She was suing them. Her and Frankie got into a big thing there. This is the thing. She brings her white trash lifestyle to these nice apartment buildings where she gets free housing from the government. They pay for it all. Then she just gets in these shouting matches and screaming matches. The cops come all the time. And then they kick her out and she's like, sues them. This is what she does. She's suing them. And gets a free lawyer. This girl knows how to game the fucking system. Like, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like her. So thank you. Yeah. What else does she have here? She's a victim of DCF. Yup. The state police. Yup. The Medfield police. Yup. The prosecutors, yup. The DA's office, yup. DoorDash, yup. And someone named Krusty Panties. Yeah, she's a victim. She's just a victim. Nothing is her fault. That's the thing about it. Until she admits, I might have some sort of ability to take what she's saying seriously and work together to take down the Norfolk DA's office, but not without an admittance that she was never raped. And then I never pushed her on a couch. That's it. Failure. If failure to do that is, we have nothing to work with here. There's nothing like that. That's what she needs to apologize for. Is that if she can come clean about that, maybe we could talk. maybe we can figure something out. But failure to admit that those are lies is there's nothing to work with there. That is it. So next, Lisa sends $50 and goes, why didn't someone say this on your bus stop live this week? Wait, didn't someone say this on your bus stop live this week? Say what? Was it the same person? A different person? People are so crazy. So glad you sent the info to AJ. Good luck tomorrow. Yes, they did tell me about the incident with Boundless Millennial. That's correct. Patricia sends $5 and goes, my straight-faced 70-year-old mother calls Kate Peter Krusty panties. You have made a difference in this world. I know. I hate it's like that. It is funny how many people know who she is now. Like, and she likes it though. She likes being the villain. Anne sends $100 and goes, you don't have to read anything. I'm bummed I can't make it tomorrow. Got to get the kiddos off the bus at 2:15. Cannot get over what's happening to you and also 𝗪𝐿cy Fitzsimmons. Do you know if 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃 is or will be covering her story? I don't know. The cunt judge that revoked her bail and piece of shit ex that took her baby is going after her house need to be exposed. What is happening in Massachusetts? It's a good question, Ann. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to jump to conclusions about Justin Alain or his family, or I don't know anything about their dynamic. Again, I can't jump to conclusions because I don't know what they know. Here's what I do know is that Justin Alain applied for a restraining order because he said he believed that the baby's life was in danger based on her behavior, right? That she was a danger to the baby. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. She admittedly was suffering from postpartum depression, right? She admitted that. She was in a mental hospital. They had her gun taken away. She admitted that. Did she not? And so I don't know the story. I don't know. This is domestic shit. It's he said, she said. I don't know anything. I don't like getting involved in domestic stuff because of that. But the system exists for a reason. If somebody believes that a baby is in danger, right? Then you have it's almost your duty as a father to do that. So I don't know. So I don't want to jump to conclusions and say that the dad is the bad guy. I don't know that. I don't say things if I'm not fully confident in them. I do not know that. What if she actually was dangerous? What if, bro, are we forgetting the chick from Duxbury? Why am I drawing a blank? Kevin Reddington's client, the most horrific story ever, that killed her 3 fucking kids. The mom, the loving mom that killed her 3 fucking kids. Horrible. Snapped. One of the most horrible story, Lindsay Clancy, the most horrible story I've ever read. I can't stop thinking about that story. Are we forgetting about that? Right? I don't know. I'm not saying she's Lindsay Clancy, but aren't we supposed to be careful? So I refuse to just say that this guy is a bad guy simply because he filed for an order against her. I don't know that. He might be. He might be making that shit up, and this might be some ploy to fucking get the baby and get revenge on. There might be. Sure. Or it might be true. I don't know. A body cam would have solved all this, but for some reason, the North Andover police don't have body cams. And the cop that went there claims that she pulled the gun out and pointed at him. And that he shot her in self-defense. I don't know. I don't know if that's true because they don't have fucking body cams. However, all that aside, she doesn't belong in jail. It's fucking insane. There's no reason to revoke her bail over that. None. That's the part that got my attention, was the bail revocation. That was inhumane, uncalled for, and cunty. Period. Because she's not a danger to anyone living in her fucking mom's house with a GPS monitor on. All over her fucking ticky-tack shit about how she's going to prove that she's not drinking, and she's not drinking at all. It's stupid. So there's that. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm also biased because my lawyer represents, of course, 𝗪𝐿cy Fitzsimmons. So, all right, next we have here Deanna sends $10 and goes, Judge O'Shea stated in this hearing, I have no idea where this case will lead. Are you sure about that? Jesus Christ. Welcome to Cameron Reed and Eden. He actually said that, huh? Wow, how prophetic. Chantel sends $5, goes, maybe you covered this before, but how in the hell did you ever get involved with or even meet Krusty? It's a pretty simple story, actually. I was looking for bloggers in 2018, other bloggers to publish content on my website and get them page views up. And I saw her in the comments. She was a fan of mine. She was like a super fan. And I'm like, well, she's a good writer. She is a good writer. And she had some kind of witty one-liners shitting on ratchets and stuff like that. And I'm like, I messaged her. I'm like, hey, you want to try your hand at, writing? And she's like, oh my God, she called me your hero, I think, or something like that, or idol. And she's like, I'm so honored to do this. And so she started writing for me, and she became very trusted confidant. And the whole time she was scheming against me to just use me to build her own kind of profile and then bounce and steal money on the way out and sabotage me on the way out. Like, that was the plan the whole time, because she's a horrible person. So there's that. All right. Tiffany sends $100. Woo! It says free Turtleboy. A lot of grifting going on tonight. I love to see it. All right. And then we also have here a Cash App from Max, sends $20 and goes, the Giannetti hit and run video. I don't have that, but if you want to send that to me, I can play it at the end of the show for sure. Thank you. Did I read the Deanna one from earlier, the $50 one where she goes, hump day, let's go. Yeah, tomorrow's hump day, I believe. It's 9 more minutes on hump day. Thank you. Let's see. Megan sends $5, goes, are you planning to go into the courthouse prior to the hearing tomorrow? I want to come support, but I can't stay due to the kids' schedule. Yes, I will be probably arriving there around 1:30. So yeah, I will definitely be outside hanging out with my people. I love you guys. Thank you. Caroline sends $25, goes, you're amazing, Aidan. Keep shining your courageous light upon injustice. Caroline from Melbourne. Nice. Some turtle kangaroos, some turtle roos. Lisa Marie sends $10, goes, you were the only one to speak the truth. We love you. She'd be in jail without you. The mainstream media lied about Ring to begin the cover up, and you exposed all the lies with the McCabe search. I still pray the killers are held to justice. Thank you for everything. I met you twice, and I'm waiting for the third. I love you, Lisa Marie. You're great people. You're good stuff. Okay. So speaking of her, let's watch some of yesterday's hearing, shall we? I want to watch the attorney Dildo. Is that his name? We're just gonna call him Dildo. Attorney Dildo, Mark Dildo, had, let's see, had some things to say about me in this hearing. Let's play some of this, and then we'll call it a night. And if anyone else wants their messages read to the class, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash me $$, Uncle Turtleboy. We can do it that way. Here it goes.
The effects of the defendant's conduct. A claim for damage was already lost and outrageous relief. The answer is yes. This is a motion to dismiss, the lowest standard.
The motion to dismiss claims are intended, but you're in the zone that in turn.
The motion to dismiss raised by, I should say, both the two corporate defendants and Ms. Reed.
Your Honor. Thank you. The question that's really posed for this court is, like you just said, assuming all facts are true, indulging every inference in the plaintiff's favor, does the plaintiff's complaint plausibly suggest that plaintiffs are entitled to relief? The answer is yes. This is a motion to dismiss, the lowest standard. The Brum case, plaintiff's obstacle is a minimal hurdle, a relatively light burden, so long as the court looks at the allegations holistically. If relief to the plaintiff is plausible by the cumulative effect of all the factual allegations pled, we survive the motion to dismiss standard and we move forward to discovery like we should in all cases and in this one. There are three arguments that my brothers have put forward in this case. We oppose all three of them as follows. Number one, the defendants incorrectly state the law by suggesting that NIED claims are subsumed or preempted by the wrongful death statute. Number two, Your Honor, the defendants improperly seek to limit the scope of NIED claims by creating an arbitrary right-line test and outrageous conduct. Number three, Your Honor, the defendants failed to holistically consider the facts alleged and the known vulnerabilities of the plaintiffs when evaluating the defendant's extreme and outrageous conduct in violation of the infliction of emotional distress standard. I recognize that this court is not new to this case, and I recognize that most people already understand the facts, but I think it is important and significant that I at least highlight the ones that will be at issue here today. Throughout, we intend, like we did in the complaint, to refer to John O'Keefe as JJ. That is what he was affectionately referred to by his niece and nephew. JJ no longer has a voice.
Oh, that's so gay how they call him JJ. It's like all they're doing. He's a grown ass man. His name's fucking John. Shut up. And yeah, okay, his kids called him that. You know, my kids call me daddy, so we're gonna call. I mean, some of you call me that, but you know, I mean, it's just so stupid. They're doing that because that's their way of saying we knew him and you didn't know him. That's why we call him JJ. That's all that is. And therefore we're right. We know more about this case than you do because we call him fucking JJ. Okay, sure thing.
His life was wrongfully taken on January 29th, 2022. He lived a life of service. He was a Boston police officer, and his personal life, when JJ's older sister and brother-in-law tragically passed 2 months apart from each other, leaving 2 young children orphaned, JJ stepped up. He agreed to parent those children, to raise them as his own, and to support them. Fast forward to 2022, Your Honor. JJ is involved in a relationship with Miss Reed. It's been going on for a period of time at that time. January 29th, 2022, Karen drives drunk. She reverses her SUV. She knocks JJ down. She leaves him to die in the cold. Jesus. And Reed knows that she strikes the plaintiff.
It's insane that you can just say this. Like, bro, we all saw on TV 3 months ago when she was acquitted. The jury just rejected that shit. They were like, nah, that's retarded. And can we get Dr. 𝗵𝗂𝗧 on the stand to be like, that never happened. He wasn't hit by a car. We just need her to just come in and just shut these people up all the fucking time.
Then seeking to help or calling 911, she returns to JJ's home. There, JJ's 14-year-old niece, Kaylee, a plaintiff in this case, is home alone, asleep. That's when Karen starts plotting. Now, it is significant for the facts for you to understand the context here. Karen Reed knows Kaylee well. She's been in her life for almost up to 2 years. She has served as a part-time maternal figure in her life. She knows that Kaylee is a vulnerable child, having lost 2 parents tragically. And 1 to 2 hours before JJ's body is ever found, before anybody knows his whereabouts, Karen Reed decides to wake up Kaylee in a panic. She tells Kaylee something happened to JJ. He's dead. He's been hit by a plow. Did I hit him? All to a 14-year-old child woken up from sleep who's already lost 2 parents. After provoking this chaos in the middle of the night, Miss Reed leaves Kaylee alone, vulnerable, shocked, and afraid. It's now 1 to 2 hours later. It's at or around 6 a.m. in the morning. JJ's injured body is now found. Right where Karen left him, buried in the snow. 911 is called. Now is when JJ's family learns of JJ's injury. JJ's injuries at this point enter into the O'Keefe's consciousness. At around 6 a.m., they rush to the hospital. It's 7:50 a.m. That's when the hospital pronounces JJ dead. And within minutes of being pronounced dead, that's when the O'Keefe family sees their son in the injured state that he was in as a result of the wrongful conduct. From January 29th forward, Your Honor, Karen Reed plots, she fabricates a conspiracy. She launches a public campaign of disinformation, and she involves a blogger named Turtleboy. She leaks not for public information through him. She pits her followers against the O'Keefe family.
First of all, she pits her followers against the O'Keefe family. A couple thoughts on this. Number one, mentioning Turtleboy, I wonder if Judge O'Shea is like, oh yeah, I remember that mofo from the Krusty panties thing. I wonder if he remembers. He has to remember. He's got to remember. That was an infamous day. There's no way he doesn't remember that. She plots to turn us against the O'Keefe family. I'm pretty sure the O'Keefe family did that on their own by like bringing the McAlberts with them to court and showing up, supporting the bad guys and bringing the fake victim to court with them. And you know, everything Paul O'Keefe did. Like, I mean, are we really thinking, oh, we just randomly, Karen Reed made us hate the O'Keefes? No, they did that on their own. Like, I think Peg Leg did that on her own.
And all the while, Karen knows that the O'Keefe family is also vulnerable, grieving another tragedy in their family. The O'Keefes and Kaylee suffer severe emotional distress. It's more than anguish and more than grief, and it is not overlapping with the wrongful death statute. So the first argument that the defendants made, they claim that JJ's parents are precluded from bringing NIED claims because such damages are duplicative of the wrongful death statute. We reject that argument. JJ's parents are the next of kin, and their emotional distress claims are not preempted by the wrongful death statute. They took their first shot across the bow by making that their primary argument. Presumptively, they did so because it believed it's their best argument. But the problem with that argument, as Your Honor has already pointed out, it patently misstates Massachusetts law. You have pointed out the 𝗵𝗻 case, where, let me just point out first, the wrongful death statute, it has two components for damages. It has two buckets of damages. It has the estate's damages. Those all are JJ's damages, his conscious pain and suffering, the medical bills, things that relate to his damages. And then we have the second bucket, the next of kin bucket. Those are lost value damages, the lost value of JJ being in his next of kin's life. And in that case, Your Honor, it is just the parents. Now, they suggest that those are overlapping with the NIED, but Your Honor was right to point out the 𝗵𝗻 case, where a drunk driver kills a 9-year-old boy. The father of that 9-year-old boy brings a case against the drunk and the bar for over-serving him. The father brings two separate causes of action, one for wrongful death, one for NIED, negligent infliction of emotional distress. The court held in that, and I quote, argument that plaintiff's claim for emotional distress is preempted by wrongful death action misconstrues the common law cause of action for emotional distress. Emotional distress, as the concept has evolved in the Commonwealth, is a severe psychological shock directly resulting from experiencing or witnessing the effects of the defendant's conduct. A claim for damages based on emotional distress, the court says, does not include an administrator's claim for loss of consortium, which will be present in every wrongful death action such as this. Since emotional distress is a wrong to plaintiff distinct from what was done to his son and the statutory beneficiaries of the decedent, it is not a duplicative remedy. It is not preempted by the wrongful death statute. And that's page 334 of the 𝗵𝗻 case, Your Honor. 𝗵𝗻 still remains good law. You were right to point that out. It did that, Your Honor, deny a motion to dismiss for that 7 hours after the accident. But the law does not endorse such a narrow argument on a number of factors, where, when, and how the injury enters into the consciousness of the plaintiffs.
Oh yeah.
And it also requires the degree of relationship between those plaintiffs. But I repeat, where, when, and how the injury enters into their consciousness. It is misplaced for the defendants to suggest that it matters that plaintiffs were not at the scene of the accident. Because as you pointed out, the Farragut case stands in the exact opposite, where the plaintiff who rushes onto the scene and finds his loved ones injured has no greater entitlement to emotional distress for that shock than a plaintiff who rushes to the hospital, so long as the shock follows closely on the heels of. It is misplaced for the defendants also to suggest that there is a bright line test for a case that shows that an NIED case can survive. It is a fact-intensive analysis. AM and nobody except Karen Reed knows about JJ's injuries. Defendant's wrongdoing continues into those early hours. She knows she struck him. She seeks no medical help. Instead, she chooses to cover it up and hides the injuries from anyone.
How does she hide the
It's
injury?
not until 6 a.m. that JJ's injuries are even capable of getting into anyone's consciousness.
What?
The O'Keefe family immediately learns of JJ's injury, and they closely
Like, she's just sitting here being like, I didn't hit him with a car. This is fucking retarded. This is so stupid. I didn't hit him with a car. Do we have to call Arca back in here, bro? None of this matters if I didn't get hit by a... If I didn't hit him with a car, then none of this matters. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All this shit. And maybe, you know, maybe here's an idea. Why don't they sue? If they wanted to sue her, what they should sue her for is you dropped off him at a house where you knew a man was inside, a drunken ogre who you were flirting with and led on and kind of gave blue balls to, and he was pissed about it. And you dropped your boyfriend out there and he didn't know any of this was going on. You might, that's a much better argument. That is a much better fucking argument. I think it would lose, but it's an actual argument as opposed to science isn't real, which is their other argument, right? The physics isn't real. Or here's an even more novel idea. If he was hit by a car, why don't you sue one of the fucking 8 or 9 people that left the house that night and drove right by his body and didn't do anything? Or why don't you sue the people in the inside the house that fucking beat the shit out of him and threw him on the front lawn? You could do that as well. And you'll have a much stronger case. I think you could actually get some money out of the McAlberts. But they're not going to do that because Peggy O'Keefe and Paul O'Keefe are the McAlberts bitches. And I hope Paul's watching this and knows that, bro. You are Michael Proctor's bitch. You fucking went on TV and said, oh, they're so mean to Michael Proctor, the guy that fucked up your brother's case and is the reason that your brother's kills. You'll never be held responsible. You went on TV with Christina Rex and made excuses for his punk ass. You did that, Paul, right? It's all your fault, Paul. I just want to be very clear, but it's your fault, Paul. and Peggy. Peggy's not getting out of this either. You two cunts are the reason that John O'Keefe's killers will never be held responsible. And it ain't this chick.
They rush to the hospital, at which time they see the deceased body within minutes of him being declared dead. It is incredulous to think that a wrongdoer who hides the wrongdoing and the injury from anybody can be relieved of liability simply because the injury becomes knowable only after they disclose it.
Oh, God.
The defendant's cited cases are inaccurate. They try to equate it to a mother who learns of the rape of her daughter 7 months later, and therefore it doesn't meet that after the death. That's 7 hours after the injury occurred. And by the way, it was already knowable 7 hours earlier by other people when that plane crash was projected and the son experienced the injury and never sees the body and being declared dead. The purpose of the law is to distinguish between emotional distress because she wasn't at the scene or because with Karen Reed waking her up before anyone other than the wrongdoer knows of the injury. To the extent that defendant seeks relief because Kaylee did not see with her own 2 eyes, I refer you also to the Cohen case, which they cite for different reasons, but in it, the language talks about.
So let's talk about the 𝗄𝗄𝗏 thing real quick, because I found an interesting piece of audio today I want to share with you guys, right? The ginger there, Brendan Kane. Let me check this out. What is this Twitter account called? All right. Let me pull this Twitter account up. So this is Brendan Kane, real quick. The ginger that's in court for this. He's always in court with them. He went on and did an interview with Roberta Glass because he's so desperate to have somebody take up his cause. And he is a fucking moron. And Roberta Glass is one of the most vile, disgusting old menopausal hags you'll ever see in your life. She calls me a rapist like all the time. She's just desperate for, she runs that innocent fraud watch blog that nobody reads. And she's constantly spamming on Twitter and nobody responds. She's just an idiot. Just listen to what he says here about 𝗄𝗄𝗏.
Is she a kind of snobby person, personally?
About
or
Karen.
You think, is it, I mean, why do you say she wouldn't speak to them?
They're beneath her. They're beneath her. She. I mean, you can. She was high end or high maintenance, however you want to look at it. But she was big on brands and labels and style and fashion.
Let's talk about Karen.
And you can take the best example is in the first trial, Johnny's niece intentionally wore a pair of sunglasses on the stand, and at first I didn't know what she was doing. And as it turns out, there were like $600 sunglasses that Karen left behind when she fled the murder scene. So, again, $600 sunglasses, great if you can do it. That to me kind of epitomizes, she fancies herself to be kind of a higher echelon, higher societal figure, even before she got all the notoriety she's received from this event.
So Brendan Kane is saying that they had this 15-year-old girl or 16-year-old girl, however old she was testified, wear Karen Reed's sunglasses that Karen Reed left behind at the house as a way to troll Karen Reed during her trial. This is what he's saying about the child. I mean, this is how fucking low these people are, that they're getting a child to troll Karen Reed at a murder trial by wearing her own sunglasses. And they've lied to this girl. They've abused her for years. That's what you're doing, Brendan Kane. You're a fucking piece of shit abuser. That's what you are. You use fucking children. How low can you be? You maggot ginger puke. Fucking burn in hell with the rest of them. God, you're a fucking low life maggot to say something, to do something like that about a fucking kid. And I'm going to tell you about when I see you, Brendan, because I'm going to see you. You know that, right? I'm some strong words for you when I see you, pal, because you are a fucking maggot. And I cannot wait to tell you that to your fucking face. You fucking loser. You think that's funny? You think that's cute? Making a child troll, like using this opportunity of murder trial to troll the defendant. The fuck is wrong with you? God, you're a fucking the worst tragedy of John O'Keefe's life is the people he was surrounded by. Poor fucking guy. Poor fucking guy. His mom's peg leg. His brother's over there. You know. Fucking. It's just horrible. Horrible. He's got these retarded friends, John Jackson and Brendan Kane. Brendan Kane said on Dateline that they all liked Karen. Now all of a sudden they didn't like Karen. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Anyway, back to this.
Sensory perceptions to suggest that you can't use other senses in order to perceive and experience the injury or the injurious event is wrong. Otherwise, no blind person would have a legal right under NIED. We have many senses. We use them all the time. And when it enters into our consciousness, it's hard to under the injury and enters into your consciousness of them being knowable and perceivable. Outrageous conduct directed towards the plaintiff. But when viewed holistically, the facts demonstrate that Ms. Reed should have known her extreme and outrageous conduct plaintiffs. As long as she should have known that the emotional distress was the likely result of her conduct, that's sufficient under the reckless infliction of emotional distress standard. So how do we evaluate what is extreme and outrageous? It's fact intensive. But the relationship between defendant and plaintiff, the case law all suggests that individuals at whom conduct is directed is known to be particularly susceptible. Extreme and outrageous conduct to be a recent hospitalization in the Boyle case.
Blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter if he wasn't hit by a car.
Cancer patient in the Harrison versus trustees of a plaintiff to the defendant and her knowledge of the plaintiff's infliction of emotional distress. Should defendant Karen Reed have known that emotional distress was the likely result of her conduct?
Oh, there's Brendan Kane. There he is. There's Peg Leg. Is that? Oh, that's Brandy. There's Paula Queef. There's one of the Rizzitano fucking retards.
Was defendant's conduct extreme and outrageous? Those are the questions that ultimately we posed to a jury. Kaylee was young, 14 years old. The defendant had a relationship with her, knew she was emotionally fragile, knew she was. Ms. Reed knows that she knocked JJ down. It's the middle of the night. She wakes up Kaylee, and she is now actively talking about him being frightened. Compound that by defendant's choice to speak her false narrative publicly.
Here we go.
Use social media to leak public information through 𝗪𝗪 to control that narrative.
Leak public information through 𝗪𝗪? Is that what he just said?
Compound that by defendant's choice to speak her false narrative publicly.
Speak her false narrative publicly, aka defend herself publicly. So she's not allowed to defend herself or else she's going to get sued, which is brilliant, by the way. What does any of this have to do with suing C.F. McCarthy's? They have to be sitting there and being like, so why are we being sued for this? I thought we overserved. I've yet to hear him say that defendants overserved Karen Reed and it's their fault. All I'm hearing is about Turtleboy. Bro, not everything is about me. This is from, they always say, oh, Turtleboy, you make everything about you. No, I don't. They make everything about me. I didn't ask this fucking attorney dildo to get up here and make everything about me. Attorney dildo can't get me off his goddamn mind. I mean, Spanky didn't even mention me this much. But attorney dildo over here, he just can't stop talking about me.
Use social media to leak public information through 𝗪𝗪 to control that narrative.
Why to control the narrative? Oh, boy. Oh.
Why is 𝗪𝗪 out there saying the O'Keefe's family period of grief has expired?
Why is 𝗪𝗪 out there saying that the O'Keefe's, like, he's really fucking quoting me? What do I have to do with anything? What, the O'Keefe's family's grief period has expired? Because that's how I felt. Because I'm like, I don't feel bad for him anymore. That's what it meant. Because no one does. For a lot of other people took longer to come around to it. I saw it pretty quick.
And they are now fair game.
Yeah.
Who leaked the autopsy photos that got published by 𝗪𝗪 for this vulnerable family to have to be exposed to that they weren't seen before?
Tough shit. Why? What? The autopsy photos prove that he was bit by a fucking dog and not hit by a car. Oh, I'm sorry that they had to be exposed to the truth. How horrific. They had never seen this before. Yeah, because they're fucking retarded. That's why they haven't seen it. Like, and I'm showing them, like, bro, he wasn't hit by a car. They're like, oh my God, I don't want to see that. Instead of realizing, wait a minute, that proves he wasn't hit by a car. That means the people who were killed with the McAlberts killed him. Oh, wait. Maybe we should, instead they're like, oh my God, that's graphic. You're so bad for showing us that. Shut up.
To the extent that the defendant argues that this is not extreme and outrageous, remember the law. It is the jury's role to decide whether the defendant's conduct was rude and clumsy or extreme and outrageous. That comes right from the case law. As it relates to the family, Your Honor, should the defendant, Karen Reed, have known that emotional distress was the likely result of her conduct? Was defendant's conduct extreme and outrageous? Again, those are the questions posed for a jury ultimately. But the law says conduct which the actor should have known would result in distress is actionable. And the plausibility standard, the motion to dismiss standard, which is where we're at right now, Your Honor, simply calls for enough facts to raise a reasonable expectation that discovery will reveal evidence of the illegal conduct. Margaret and John have now buried 2 children. Paul has buried all his siblings. Defendant always knew this. She has always known their vulnerability, and yet she creates a calculated and malicious campaign of disinformation designed to hide the truth in this case. She pits the O'Keefe family versus the Reed family, and a reporter who she asserts editorial control publicly proclaims.
He called me a reporter. He actually called me a reporter. Wait, hold on.
To campaign of disinformation designed to hide the truth in this case. She pits the O'Keefe family versus the Reed family, and a reporter who she asserts editorial control publicly proclaims to Reed supporters the O'Keefe family's period of grief has expired, and
so she has editorial control over my content. She wishes. She fucking wishes. And maybe that's a cause of contention between us. I don't know, but she fucking wishes. Yeah, right.
They are now fair game. Discovery will track how much leaked information defendant should have known would result in distress to the O'Keefe family. To the extent that the defendant suggests that this case fits nicely within any other case decided on this issue.
What they mean by that is that Karen Reed would give me some stuff on the record and some stuff off the record. And if she said, you can't publish this, then I couldn't publish it. It was some fucking document that that's called reporting. Off the record, on the record, from a source. I know it's a crazy concept.
Remember, the facts and circumstances here are exceptional. We wouldn't have these TV cameras or a full courthouse if they weren't exceptional. That is why we are here, Your Honor. It doesn't fit within a nice box like every one of those cases they cite. The 𝗵𝗂𝗧 case where we talked about false police reports and harassment petitions were not considered towards emotional distress because they were petitioning activity. I want to talk about that briefly, because what Ms. Reed has done is not petitioning activity. It is not asserting a defense within a courthouse or having her legal counsel assert that defense or testifying at a court hearing. Instead, what Karen Reed is doing is not petitioning at all. She is waiving her Fifth Amendment privilege. She's speaking anywhere and everywhere that would give her a friendly audience with editorial control. She's gone on Dateline, Nightline, 2020, Fox 25, Boston Magazine, Vanity Fair, WEEI, Turtleboy, HBO Max, ID Discovery, etc. There are more. This is an exceptional case that requires exceptional discovery, that requires us to decide this matter by a jury, not by a motion to dismiss phase, Your Honor. It is not like the Quinn case that they cite where there's an open adulterer involved, and so they think that's not extreme and outrageous. And it's not extreme and outrageous like it has nothing to do with the employment case where they fired somebody who had a criminal case pending and they brought them back on, and he didn't like the way that they treated him after he was found not guilty, which is different, by the way, than innocent.
Okay.
The court should deny the third of those
yeah, but the jury foreman said she was absolutely innocent. If there was an innocent box for them to check, they would have checked it.
They should know that plaintiff's susceptibility and vulnerability.
And maybe there should be. Now that I think of it, this is a great idea that just came to me. Shouldn't that be an option in all criminal proceedings? Like guilty, not guilty, or innocent. And like not guilty is good enough. Like you're acquitted, never comes back. But like if you want to go one step further, shouldn't we give juries that option? I feel like we should. Why not? Why the fuck not? How hard is that? Right? There you go. I think it's a good idea.
Vulnerability are at issue in this case and are the very reason and foundation why it is extreme and outrageous conduct, and that defendants' improper actions would cause severe emotional distress. Defendants' actions were not rude and clumsy. They were extreme and outrageous. We ask Your Honor to allow this case to go forward with discovery, allow us to explore each and every one of those issues, because these are real damages for real people who have suffered long enough. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there any response from the defense? You want to briefly? First, you.
All right. So anyway, I love Attorney Seligson. Good guy. Sued me once. Love him. But he just got off that case, so we're cool now. Anyway, with that whole thing, I just wanted to play that part because the guy just doesn't. Attorney Dildo is like new. He's going to be my new play toy, I think. I mean, he wants to make it all about me. We can do this. We can do it, pal. Let's go. Let's fuck. Let's do it. All right. Let me read some turtle chats to end the night here. Let's see what we got. What a show it's been, folks. What a show. Oh, what a YouTube presentation this has been. Okay. Okay. OG Daniel Baker sends $25, goes, hey Doc, just saying hi. Cosgrove is just the beginning of the failed abuse of power saga. It's all downhill from here. Here for you till the end. P.S. If you could please say Judd for me. It's been a while. Thanks. Good luck tomorrow. What do you mean Judd for you? Judd. Okay, Judd. There you go. Thank you very much, OG. Callie sends $25, goes, just because I'm a nosy bitch who wants to find out, was the timing of Karen's text the morning after the Wilbur show on purpose or a coincidence? Good luck tomorrow. I'll be watching and rooting you for South Florida. I have no idea. I have no idea why I got that text message. That's the last time I've received communications from her. I did not text back. So I don't want to engage in any sort of hostile back and forth with her. So that's it. I just left it at that. So, but I have no idea if it's the timing related to the Wilbur show. I don't know. But the timing was weird for sure. There we go. Okay, next. Oh God. Analytical Blarney AB says, I wish as a special teacher who chose to speak out simply for the first time for voice matter, mine matters. So do our kids who continue to see your posts. You have vocabulary. Stop being retarded. I'm not going to stop saying that word. Thank you for the $5. Icebox sends $10 and goes, Julie Nagel saw John dying on the lawn and not only allowed her carload of people leave, well, according to her story, while laughing about peanut butter sandwiches, but never came forward to tell anyone what she saw. 18 months later, she finally told the police what she saw, but only when they sought her out. How cold, Icebox? And why aren't they? That's a great question. If according to the O'Keefe's theory, this person was hit by a car, John O'Keefe was hit by a car, and his body was lying on the lawn, that's a great question. Why are they not suing Julie Nagel? She's the only one of the witnesses who said she saw his fucking body. She saw a black blob, as she called it, on the lawn, and didn't tell anyone. In the car, she's like, I could talk about the black blob, the 6-foot black blob I just saw, or we could make jokes about peanut butter sandwiches. I know what I'm going with. And then the next day, when she hears that there was a dead body on the front lawn and that the 6-foot black blob she saw was actually that dead body, does she tell police this? No. She waits 9 months until they come to her. How is she not being sued by the O'Keefes? Oh, right, because the O'Keefes don't give a fuck about actual justice. They're not, because the McAlberts, of which Julie Nagel is adjacent, she's Albert McAlbert adjacent. They are off limits because they worship the McAlberts. So that's that. That's why Julie Nagel is not being sued. Christine sends $5 and goes, hi, I sent you an email with a side-by-side pic. There is a recent picture of Sean Penn. You look like him. He's an actor. I like how you throw that in. Oh, really? I had no idea. He's an actor. I wish you luck tomorrow. Free Turtleboy. I've always gotten the Sean Penn comparisons. So I don't even really need to see the side by side, but I believe you. People used to call me Spicoli. So there's that. So anyway, okay. Do we have any more? Tiffany sends $25, goes, hey, Daddy, it's my birthday on the 24th or the 23rd. Just wanted to say good luck tomorrow, and I'll be visiting Massachusetts this weekend for the first time to celebrate. Well, that's great, Tiffany. I'm glad to hear that. Happy fucking birthday. Also, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, Laura Murray, happy birthday too. You just turned, it's your birthday on the 24th. It's a good day, the 24th, September 24th. A big day for justice in court tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Hope I get to meet you, Tiffany. And hope I get to meet a lot of you guys tomorrow because it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. So let me just check here. Cash apps. Let's see what we got for Cash App here. Nancy sends $25 and goes, how the fuck do you leak public info? I don't know. He actually said that she leaked public information. Leaked? Okay. Okay. Sure you did. But all right. Anybody else got anything to say before we call it a night? Getting a little bit late here. Big day tomorrow. Court. I love court days. I get to get dressed up. I like getting dressed up. It's fun. Get all fancy. My son says, "You look fancy today. Why do you look so fancy?" I don't know. It's funny. I coached my son's flag football team today too. And I'm the assistant coach. I don't like being the head coach. It's like to show up and help out, and that's it. And so I've never met the head coach before. It was just he needed volunteers, so I volunteered to help. And we've been doing this for a few weeks now. And he says to me after practice today, he's like, "Hey, I didn't know who you were before." and I'm thinking in my head, let me guess, your wife told you. He's like, "So my wife told me, do you know who is coach your assistant coach is?" And he's like, "Yeah, his name's Aidan Kearney, I guess." And she's like, "Yeah, that's Turtleboy." That he didn't know anything about it. It's always the wife. It's always like whatever. I thought that was a funny little anecdote, but shout out to coach's wife. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. I love coaching. I love coaching flag football. Yeah, I haven't asked my stylist what to wear yet. I don't have any new clothes. It's nothing new in the repertoire, but I have so many different combinations I can do. I always like to do a new combination, of the jacket, the pants, the tie, the shirt. There's a lot of things you can do, So, yeah, it's not going to get dismissed tomorrow, but it could be interesting. Really, the most interesting stuff that's going to come out tomorrow, because I don't think we're going to be able to argue the whole motion to dismiss tomorrow. But we will be able to, I'm sure, mention bits and pieces of it. And on top of that, we will be able to discuss the other shit, which is all the shit with Cosgrove being like, that's what I'm really interested in. Because that's the easiest way this ends, by the way. There's no need for a motion to dismiss if Cosgrove taps out. Because if Cosgrove taps out, it's fucking over. It's done. The whole thing's over. Towel bomb. And there's that. There will be no one will be he'll be there to prosecute the McAlbert's case. He's still on that. But he's officially going to tell the judge tomorrow, I'm out of the Gattani indictments. But the McAlbert one, sure, Okay. Anybody else got anything to say? All right. Well then, the charges left are the 6 witness intimidations with the McAlberts, 4 picketing charges, misdemeanors, and the window intimidation charges. That's it. That's what I will have left if the fake victim ones go away tomorrow, which they should. So, all right, peeps, I'm out of here. I love all you fine people. You guys are the bomb. We sold out the Wilbur with no advertising. Never forget that. We're fucking killing it right now. We started a revolution here with the Karen Reed movement. We're continuing it with my charges, and we're never going to stop because we ain't got no quit. All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Don't forget to brush your teeth. 𝗵𝗵 𝗧𝘂𝗍𝗶. Out.
It calls for